like 3 lives, alright?
The proper answer was two-dimensional women are real.
In my heart they are.
Good God. Oh, okay, let's start it up then. Welcome back to another game of Skyfall 5th Edition, all you beautiful bastards. How's the day going?
Oh, pretty good. People stopped screaming outside.
Nice. Awful?
Awful.
Good. I wouldn't want to hear anything else from Sloth.
Yes.
Baller, Jacob, you guys doing alright?
It's fine.
Welcome to Apathy Group plus Uchi on Thursday.
Hey, Sloth.
Cushion.
How's not busting over there?
What happened to Juhu and the Jigaboos?
Whoa! Sorry, Twitch. Okay, so in last session, we
Yeah, I don't think that can be our name. Pulls collar.
our group of adventurers here went to go and hunt down a thief that had stolen from the Windray. Somebody was wanted by the guard for the theft of a few scrolls, and you guys also learned that a blacksmith by the name of Donna had a lockbox stolen as well. You managed to leave the ship, making it down to the surface of the realm, and in short time managed to track down Fergus, kill a portion of his crew, send the rest of the crew running, and take him prisoner. We rejoin the scene now with the 4 of you inside of a essentially abandoned part of the ruins. There's just a sort of disheveled wall of very old stone with no roof or anything like that. And Fergus is over here in the corner tied up, and you're all standing around the remnants of a campfire that has been put out a little while ago. It is also very late, and there is not much light here save for the torches that some of you guys are carrying. What do you want to do?
Take a long rest after retrieving the bag of salt. Is the bag of salt still over here?
If you look over there, sure enough, the bag of salt remains.
Oh, lordy! I'll bring it over here.
My goodness!
Of stress. All for it not to matter.
Alright, so we have the boy right up at our feet too.
What's that, sorry?
We have
The
the
prisoner is there.
prisoner.
Yep, Fergus is there.
Cool. Alright, well, it's late, guys. We should probably get some sleep, although I don't want to be sleeping near dead bodies. It's not really my thing.
It's fine.
No, it isn't, but
I'm sure we could just take the bodies outside. You're an able young man, Gilius.
Gideon.
I'll start dragging the dead bodies out.
Sure, okay. There's a couple of bodies here from the previous fight. They're in different states of disarray, and if I remember correctly, they've already been looted as well. So you can kind of just lift them up and toss them wherever. The ruins here seem to be plentiful with storage space for the dead.
I shall keep first watch.
Alright, thanks, guys.
Ah, but do you even need to sleep? Can't you get all of them?
I need my beauty sleep.
Oh, sorry, that was terribly rude of me.
Finally. I like couldn't fucking join for a second.
Okay. If you guys are all going to go and get a long rest, I would like one of you who's feeling lucky tonight to roll that luck check. And ruin everything
Is it
for
me?
everyone. I don't know. Who's feeling lucky?
Not me.
Oh, there it
Jacob's
goes.
feeling lucky.
Jacob's rolling.
Hey.
14.
Okay, so it's mediocre.
Oh, speaking of which. Oh, wait, no, that's after long rest.
You guys lay down for rest, and there in the darkened ruins of an old and abandoned town, you sleep uneventfully. Throughout the evening's watches, nobody is interrupted, but by the time that the day is starting to roll about, who would be the last person on watch? Like, who's the one that does the whole getting up early for the last bit?
Maybe me?
Sure.
Not me.
Clearly not Sloth.
Holy fuck!
What just happened?
There's a new biddy god in town.
Oh no, no, no!
Oh, I caught a 20!
Oh no.
Okay. As you wake up, looking around Zakarum, you see a strange occurrence. Off in the distance, during the early morning, the sun is starting to rise. It's the crack of dawn, and as it comes up, in just a flash, as you blink your eye, the sun suddenly goes down and is once again rising from the horizon, and all the temperature in the area seems to shift. And you know, from your curse, that you have just lost time. How much, you don't know. You're the only one awake right now, and the rest of your group continues to lay in their bedroll and sleep. But you know that you have just time-lapsed, and your friends, who are also great souls, subject to the exact same thing.
Is the homie still tied up in the corner?
You look over to find that the ankle and wrist-bound man left in the corner is not there.
Is the bag of salt still there?
Who's feeling lucky?
Oh shit.
God damn it.
I think Balling should roll this.
I got this, guys. Yeah. Nat 1 incoming.
Now it's all on your
The
hand.
guy who is forbidden and has to play halflings is gonna roll luck.
9.
Okay. Looking over, you see that the bag of salt is there.
Oof.
Whoa. Slightly less.
Good.
Praise the
Slightly
depths,
overgrown.
bitch. Alright, okay. I will now attempt to rouse the party, starting with BP because he is, of course, the best at waking up Gideon.
Okay.
Go.
BP, you're currently in a rest state where you can barely perceive what's around you as you go and
I'll just go and knock on his head a little bit.
you're sitting there in the corner when there's a tap, and suddenly you're brought back to consciousness.
My head will pop out of my garbage-like body.
Good
Garbage
morning,
like
Zakarum.
Hello, BP. Our prisoner is gone, and I know that we, as the sun rose this morning, we experienced a time loss.
Chuck.
But we still have this bag of salt, my friend. All is not lost.
Great.
Rouse the others for me, will you, BP?
I will do so.
Go above Goldstein's body. Guess I shouldn't fire my gun. I'll lean in close, give my body a few knocks.
Goldstein.
Yeah.
Gideon, you're in the middle of a dream right now. You know, because you've had this before, you're running down the road, in your hand a large bag of gold. You turn around over your shoulder to find an angry merchant there shouting after you. You don't remember exactly how, but you know through some sort of dream-like cognizance that you have just ousted this man of it. Legally, of course, but you've definitely swindled him, and he's not happy about it. When suddenly, you are tripped by something in the road, a rock or some piece of refuse. You lunge forward, your body sliding along the dirt as your bag of gold in slow motion leaves your arms and begins to fly through the air. And when it tumbles down to the ground, psh, darkness, and then in a flash, you wake up. BP is standing over top of you.
Goldstein.
I like jump up, like kind of like hand outstretched, like no. Fuck.
Goddamn kids in your racket in the morning.
You two would wake from the shouting of Goldstein here. It's like a death scream.
It's like I watch someone die.
Yeah.
Goldstein, what is the problem?
Oh, my money. I thought I just lost money. Whew.
Hey, well, you lost. You lost like. Oh fuck! I can't do the voice right now. I'm starting to revert back to dwarves.
We've all been there.
Dwarven
Oh.
heritage.
Hold on, gotta get my old man noises.
I think I left
You
it
don't
over here.
have any money. You're 3,000 gold in debt. You already lost it.
Well, I only need to get the account back. I'm
Gold.
3,000 golden debt if I fail that.
Goldstein,
Yeah.
the salt is gone.
What? What?
That was humor.
You're
Where-
supposed to laugh.
What? Wait. Where's my salt?
I like to think that when BP laughs, instead of laughing, it's like his whole fucking garbage can thing just
Shit.
rumbles back and forth. And you just hear a bunch of like stray parts bouncing around in there.
But on a serious note, the prisoner is gone.
Oh, is the lockbox gone? And the chest, the
Damn it.
heavy thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna look around. Fuck.
Yeah, are we missing anything? Is the lockbox gone?
Ah. Looking around, you turn to see if anything is gone, and you find that all of your possessions are still here. But in investigating the area, you do find that there are very noticeable tracks, and your friend, who seemed to have escaped from here, didn't really do so on foot. It's not, like little footsteps away from this part of the ruins. Instead, you see almost like drag marks, as he must have tried to get away while still unable to use like his hands or his legs. At some point, the drag marks kind of end and then turn to little hops, as though he was just kind of bouncing off into the distance. No one needs any tracking to see this. It's very obvious.
Is our chest still here?
The chest is still there, and the lockbox seems to actually have been moved during the time loss and has been like nudged about 5 feet towards the exit here, and then just left there.
Okay.
I mean, all we need to do was collect gold. We're good though, right?
Aren't we short on the gold?
Yep. We only got, what was it, like 30 gold? I have it marked down somewhere, and I'll open up my ledger as I fucking open up my notes, and flip through some pages. It's like 30 gold. God damn it! Why is this taking so long?
I think it was 35, if I remember correctly.
Thursday notes. We collected 35 gold. Yep. Good memory. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright. Fucking hell.
So we have to go sell this salt now. Or we can track him down.
What direction was he heading?
Ah. The direction goes down towards the south.
He's probably heading for the road. Maybe he'll get some assistance on the roadside to get him out of his bonds. Quick, Gilius, pick up the crate. We must make haste.
Let's get in. And Zakharum, can you do it? Zakharum.
What?
Right.
You told me I had to carry the salt. Now I have to carry a crate as well?
Oh, you're right.
Slave driver.
Alright.
Alright.
PP, would you like to help me carry this? PP, well, PP, could you carry this? And or if you need help.
My gun is very large.
Yes.
Not good for carrying large
I'm
items.
sure it is, my friend.
Winky
If
face.
only we had a cart. That would be so useful right now.
Yeah. Or like, a guard to like make sure that this time lapse doesn't happen and we just doesn't lose a prisoner. I need
BP is
coffee.
detecting some sauciness.
Oh well.
BP suggests that you pipe it down and carry the crate.
God damn it. How heavy is the crate?
I would say that the lockbox is pretty heavy. Probably weighs about 60 pounds.
Maybe we just open it up and bring the item back.
I don't think we can open it.
Looking at it, this is no ordinary chest. It is clearly designed to keep objects out like an average chest, but instead has been made almost entirely of metal, and the lock on its front seems to ask for not 1, but 3 keys.
I feel that we are not getting into this box, my friends.
I could fire the shit out of it.
No.
No.
Point large
look,
gun at box.
It's not. It's
Step in
not
front of gun.
It's
Sorry, go ahead.
it's the chest of the blacksmith. We should just return it to her.
How much does a bag of salt weigh?
The bag of salt? I'm pretty sure I gave you that weight last time.
I think it was around
Not
20.
me.
I think it was 20.
Sure, yeah. You can say it was 20.
All I have is 50 gold sack salt.
Would we have consumed rations last night or this morning?
I'd say that you guys can eat, like, right now if you want.
I will eat for the day.
I'm
How
gonna
far-
polish up my garbage.
How far
will-
out are we from the nearest town?
Ah.
Well, we need to go to a specific place, don't we?
To Yule, if possible. And that's probably where he went as well.
He's heading south. He could have gone east or west off the road.
Traveling towards Yule would likely take the group anywhere from 4 to 6 days. If you went straight over there, you would potentially be able to kind of shave down towards the lower end of that spectrum, but you'll be off the road, and that would be a challenge in and of itself.
I can. Oh, fuck. No, if it's 60 pounds, I can actually.
I would give the bag of salt to somebody else and pick up the
Oh.
chest.
Yeah. Hit me up with the bag of salt. But will you be slow? Because I'll be slow.
I'll be
I'll be-
slow.
I'll be encumbered. But if we're both encumbered, then it's fine.
Something. My leg's fucking killing me. I don't think I can walk normally.
We shall take a minute to enjoy the environment.
I'll help carry the chest if needed. I can only.
Does the
Yeah,
bag of
really.
salt fit in my garbage-like body?
I would say so.
Heck yeah. I'm encumbered though.
The, what is it, like the suspension system of your legs, like bottom out, just push down.
Alright.
Garbage full.
So you guys can travel like this. You'll just move a little bit slower than usual.
Well,
Sounds good.
we'll
I'll
travel.
hit the chest and wait for the party's cue.
Beep beep, motherfucker.
To the road to the south.
Okay, so you guys are following his tracks.
Yeah, as long as
Follow them all the way to the road, and if he's gone past the road, well, fuck.
The tracks do eventually become more difficult to follow, and I need anybody who has proficiency in survival to go ahead and make that check.
The hunt is on.
You want me to give you a 14, Uchi?
we'll see what I roll.
Well, no, I'd have to do it before you roll.
Well, I got an 11.
Okay.
What happened? What are we rolling?
Do you have survival?
No.
Okay.
The tracks continue for a bit, and eventually you notice that something changes about them. At one point, the occasional hops seem to come to a halt towards the side of a broken down wall. And after that, the hops simply stop, and you also find on the ground that something has been left there, BP. And kind of kneeling over a little bit and examining, you see what looks like one of the ropes.
I can't see the tracks from this, right?
You can see that the tracks continue south, but they become more difficult to follow, and after a minute of trying to keep up with them, you're unable to really tell where he's gone. Though the whole time, they do continue towards the south.
Looks like he continued to the road, although the tracks stopped.
Hmm.
Since that's where we're going, we shall continue forward.
This sounds good. Besides, it's not like we're going to get very much trouble from a half-naked man wandering the road.
I thought he was fully naked.
No, I only took his pants.
Why?
Ah, same thing.
It's a fish people thing.
You would not understand, Gideon.
Alright. I'll take your word for it.
How old are you, Gideon?
Like 25.
Oh, he's so young. He's about the same age as my apprentice.
Hmm.
Not that young.
A little less talented, I would say.
Got him.
Hashtag roast me.
Alright, well.
Well then, my friend, shall we travel on to Ul and drop off this salt and then make our way to Hillcrest to settle this account?
Sounds
Yeah.
like a good plan.
Let's try to get to Yule, and we'll have to use. If we don't find him in Yule or on the road to Yule, we can just use the profits, hopefully, that we make from the salt to
Okay.
recoup the last 15 gold.
So you're gonna take the road to Yule. That's the plan?
That is most certainly the plan.
I would like somebody who's feeling lucky tonight to make a luck roll.
Baller and I rolled.
I don't know, guys. I could hit it again.
Boss
no,
like,
no,
I can
everybody's gotta
fish all
roll.
day!
I can wait and fish all day.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey.
Best one yet.
60-16.
I like how all the hands go over it, like to hide it, like da 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 da. While wandering along the road, BP, you notice something. Stepping out from the ruins here and making your way onto the road, it's quite clear that this is a sort of disheveled thing, and the path, which was obviously stone at one time, has now been very badly weathered and has more or less just been turned into a simple dirt road that goes through the surrounding wilderness. But despite that, you pick out on the ground nearby another one of the pieces of rope.
Can I see any footsteps next to it or no?
Sure, make another survival check.
Do you have... Are you willing to use your 14 on this?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Alright, sick. I'll take the 14 plus 4. 18.
Looking over there, you actually see something, and as you turn to look at BP there, Cade, you can't help but feel like you've seen this in a vision, and just like you expect, BP kind of like looks back towards the group, and you've just seen fresh new tracks here, BP. And they actually lead off of the road, and instead head in the direction of Hillcrest, off towards the east.
I think he's headed towards Hillcrest.
I'm getting some deja vu from this shit.
I'll take a look in the direction of Ul and then take a look in the direction of Hillcrest and turn to BP and say, BP, how fresh are these new tracks that you've found?
Like a hunter and like I've been trained, I touch the dirt tracks and then I put it up to my not mouth.
And taste
How,
it.
how old are they?
I would say with an 18, you would expect that these tracks could not be more than a couple of days old.
It smells like a few days.
You said few days, right? I'm sorry.
A couple of days.
Okay.
Like a couple of days.
Perhaps we could find our prey tarrying about in Hillcrest, although I doubt that we would get a fair enough price on this soul.
Mhm. Can I do like an appraisal of like how much I think, like how much profit I think I'm realistically gonna get
Or loss.
or loss?
Your previous
Turn it
numbers were a profit of about 10 gold. How much just a couple of days of additional time will affect you, you don't know. That's up to your own guessing.
All right. Can I?
It's worth
Can I make
mentioning
a-
that prices in medieval world don't generally fluctuate super fast, so things happen over much larger time frames.
Unless you're in the Edo period of Japan.
Yeah, unless
As
you're a
we
bunch of
discussed
crazy
yesterday.
people on an island.
Can I make a roll to see how much loss I would get by selling it at Hillcrest instead and not going to Yule?
Yeah, go ahead and make a check for what we've been doing when we roll mercantile for you.
You're welcome, Lucian.
Look at that little shit.
The race begins.
So 3 plus I'm guessing like intelligence and wisdom. That's a good. I have my cleric name,
Sure.
cleric ability.
What does that get you?
That gets me like an 8.
Okay. You actually can't remember off the top of your head what prices in Hillcrest were like. It's one of the main cities, and something that, you know, your mercantile business would be keen to pay attention to, but you haven't actually looked at the dockets in the last little while, and trying to recall them, you find that you're unable to really bring anything up. You don't know.
Fuck. All right, let's just votes for Hillcrest versus votes for Yule.
Why are we going to Yule again?
Salt.
Because I could make.
It does not seem like the trip to Yule is very worthwhile anymore. I'll tell you what, Gideon. This time, the Mighty Zakarum will cover your losses on the bag of salt if we just head to Hillcrest now. This time.
I
Such a generous soul.
don't worry. I'll cover the losses. Let's just head to Hillcrest.
Take
Do you
gold.
hear this, Mandrake? 3,000 gold in debt and willing to cover losses. Unbelievable.
I know, it makes you really wonder how he got into debt. Oh wait, no it doesn't.
Gold.
I am going to have to report this little incident here to your parents. You know this, right?
Goldstein,
Yeah.
are we being paid by your parents?
Alucia, are they being paid by? Are they even being paid by my parents?
I would say that you know that Zakarum has received some payment from your parents, but
I have?
yeah, included in your initial gold for story purposes. We'll say that you know, because you were hired on to protect their son. So
Okay.
you received some initial funds. However, Cade here and BP are both with you because they're broke. So they're, you know, if they're to be paid, it's from accomplishing work, or maybe some of it comes out of your pocket, but your parents are probably not involved with them. Your
Yeah,
parents
you
would
guys-
know of them as, like, you know, your friends that you like to roam about with, but that'd be it.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys are not being paid by my parents. Word. I thought you guys understood that, you know, it was kind of just...
Money is the devil anyways. To Hellcrest.
Okay.
Okay.
I did
I'm
hunt.
sure that the Jew here's parents would be very glad if the account resolved itself in a timely manner. So I'm sure some form of compensation would be in order.
Good
Exactly.
thinking.
Also, when we return this chest to the blacksmith Donna, she will be very grateful, and I would not be surprised if she too would have some form of compensation.
Boom, ba, boom, 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 boom.
hopefully.
How to sex.
Nice discounts as well. Alright, Hillcrest then?
Okay, so the road continues further down south before eventually formally turning to the main highway that goes over to Hillcrest. However, these tracks immediately go in the direction of Hillcrest, staying off of the road and going into the wilderness. Are you guys going to go in that direction and meet with the road later, or just ignore these tracks and go down south?
Tracks.
I guess.
I
But the
thought
tracks
it
go.
was
The
plan.
tracks go off the road.
Yes.
But it's still towards Hillcrest?
Yes.
They go in this direction, so if you're looking at the map there,
These go
Okay.
straight towards
there's a little bit
Hillcrest.
of, you can see there's some road
Yeets.
that continues
Yeah.
further. He just went like
Yeets.
off in this direction.
Oh.
Okay,
let's just
so
do that.
how long is this then? This is like a day to get back to, like, we could get back onto the road by nighttime? maybe?
Every unit on the map is roughly about 2 days of travel.
2 days of travel.
Yeah.
Fuck me, nigga.
So sorry, Clutch. I'm so sorry.
Oh, right, Twitch. Alright, yeah. Okay, so we're looking at like 8 days of travel to Hillcrest.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a long one. And that's, you know, if you guys don't get delayed or anything.
Yeah. I think that, my friends, I believe that we should stick to the path. We have already encountered some fearsome creatures in the wilds here, and I would be loath to be delayed arriving in Hillcrest in a timely manner.
But this would be faster.
Perhaps, in the event that we do not attract the attention of any wild things, so to speak.
We could kill it. And
We
Sure.
could, but killing takes time, and our prey is alone and on foot. Much easier to avoid the notice of predator, shall we say.
I mean, time is money, friend.
I still vote. We
Who
can
are you
follow.
quoting on that again? I feel like I've heard that quote before.
Yes, it's common among my people.
Oh yes, the Jew parents say it all the time. They would always
I
tell
read a
me,
book about a pair of goblins.
"Come, Zakarum, we're going here. Come, Zakarum, we're going there. Time is money, friend. Move along."
I
Zakarum
feel
was
that
very confused at first because never before has time equaled money. 25 years I have been alive, 23 under the Great Sea, and never once did a coin fall into my hand for just being alive. You Jew people are so fascinating.
I think somebody should explain to them the equivalence fallacy. Might make their day a little happier or sad. I don't really know their mystery.
But regardless, I feel that if we were to go faster by taking a shortcut, we could cut off our friend who is now missing. And
While chatting
Well-
on the road, you are all interrupted by the sound of an owl hooting from a nearby tree.
Point gun.
It looks over towards you as you hold the gun in its direction. Do it.
Hey, Kachu Goldstein, do you want dinner?
Owls do not taste that good, especially when deep fried from a plasma gun. Whatever the fuck your thing's made out of.
You have not tried my plasma.
What the fuck, BP? Come, the young Jew says that we will attempt to cut him off, even though we are all walking very slowly. BP with the salt, me with the chest, and this old man here with his fucking limp. But, you know, we're gonna catch this guy, so let's go.
Hey now,
And I'll
I'm
start
moving
walking
faster than
towards
both of you
Hillcrest.
with my limp.
Oh, you slept last night, Cade. Would you like to make an injury healing check?
Oh, sick.
Roll a
Forgot about
d20.
that thing.
If you roll a 20, you don't have a limp anymore.
Technically, you slept like a fucking month.
Womp,
Oh.
womp, womp.
I have
Does
a
that
question
roll
on
get
those.
here?
Can I say I get like a nat 20 on one of my divination rolls? Can I use it on an injury check or not?
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
I might allow that, and then if it feels like it's getting redonkulous, then I might remove it. But I would probably I'd be willing to try it out for sure.
Does that check get easier with more rust?
Nope, but you can buy additional checks under certain circumstances.
Well, that's right. Gilius, can you attempt to heal my injury with your Jewish sorcery?
Zacharium is a good like 30 feet
I mean,
going towards.
I'm
Zolkis at
following
this point.
Zacharium.
Okay, so you're going
You're-
off of the road.
Your like your wound is
Okay.
healed.
So traveling off of the road here, you
It
guys
doesn't feel healed.
take the bumbling old man with his bum leg and begin to wander into the wilderness. The Altwood, which you're stepping into, is an incredibly old thing, and a lot of the trees here have the air of being ancient, as though some of them have been around for an incredibly long period of time. The tracks continue for a little while there, and after a couple of hours into the wilderness, I need all of you to please make a perception check.
Does it involve seeing money?
Oh,
Oh shit.
wait.
9.
Nat 20.
Okay. Gideon, you don't hear anything, but a couple of you are given pause as further up ahead, Cade and Zacharium, both of you hear what sounds like the noise of some kind of beast further off into the distance. It's not like the chirping of different birds or the sound of insects here and there that you've been hearing up till this point, but something larger. And BP, you hear this as well, though you are certain that what you've heard is a bear. And
It's a dinosaur.
it's straight in the direction of where the tracks are leading you.
Do I have like an estimated range? Like,
I'd
The
say it's
noise?
probably a couple of 100 feet further up ahead.
Stop. Few hundred feet ahead. Bear detected. Large beast.
Wait, what?
I will cast Mage Armor on myself.
There's a
Stop. Few hundred feet ahead. Beast. Bear detected. Large beast.
oh, fuck. There's a bear.
From my reading, super killable.
Maybe we should turn around or like go towards the or go around actually. Is that something we could do or?
We could kill it.
I mean, do we know if it's just one bear?
BP,
Sounded
you would have
like-
certainly only have heard one.
Only one bear detected ahead.
Well, Zacharium, what do you think? You're a little bit more experienced with these matters.
Do we have food for tonight? For humans?
We have rations, however, if you're wanting to have bear, bear is very gamey and hard to cook.
Haste is of the essence now, my friends. We are the pursuers, after all.
We can go around then. Sadly.
Well, maybe if we're unlucky, he'll notice us anyways. We haven't exactly been quiet,
Why do you raise your voice?
because I'm an old man and I don't really give a shit anymore.
We'll try to walk around it then.
Another bear noise is heard further up the way, and BP, you're certain that it's moved closer towards you.
Bear, coming closer. Only few hundred feet. Around 250.
Hmm.
Well, let's be off then. Why are we standing around talking about it?
Shall we cut down? South.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And we lost the tracks.
No, the tracks are still easily visible, well, for BP at the very least, and they lead straight ahead towards the bear sounds.
Do you think we can refine the tracks if we go around?
I am a great ranger. Of course I can.
Alright. I'm sure I have a vision stored away somewhere just in case.
Wait. What if
There is-
our guy ran into the bears?
Well, we can't check that now. Let's go around.
Alright. Yep, let's go.
You guys travel away, heading south instead of going directly east, and make your way in an exaggerated circle to try and avoid this bear. As you guys do, BP, you don't hear its calls, like its groaning noises or anything like that, but from the sound of twigs being broken and footfall, you can tell that this creature is on your group's tracks, and as you go to make an exaggerated turn around the thing, it seems to be trailing you.
Do I know like a range of feet? 1 to 200? Probably.
I'd say with your nat 20 wearing off there, you know that it's probably about 100, 120 feet behind you guys.
Bear still detected. 100 to 120 feet behind us.
Perhaps it is time to be running then.
We shall run.
Can we even run? Looking at the party aside from Gilius.
I'm like holding on to like one of the handles of like a chest or something.
He's being useful.
Let's pick up the pace.
Yeah.
And then garbage robot starts running.
Garbage robot pulls out its fucking tank tracks.
The boosters.
Nitro.
With the lockbox thing or whatever, so BP turns around and is like, let's go, and then moves at an incredibly slow pace. Right. You go turning away from the thing here, and begin to move at an increased pace. And as you do so, let's see, rolling luck for you guys. The bear calls out, almost like a challenge, and from then, you all hear the sound of its footsteps, breaking into a full run towards your group. I need you all to make an initiative check.
Here we go.
For the Alliance!
What alliance?
Wrong game, old man.
I'll tell you a story when we have time after we kill this bear.
Ishi, have you gone in your
Am
initiative?
I going to need to stay a while and listen?
Yes, but not right now. We need to move.
Cade, it appears to be your turn. You guys can place yourselves kind of how you would want here. I'm going to draw in a couple things right quick.
And where is the bear coming from?
Fuck. Why? That's gonna be a big ass bear.
Ugh, god damn it, Ichi.
How is this my fault? We tried going around.
We just had to go off the road.
Oh, that is true.
Bears are gray.
A large bear comes running after you all, and Gideon... No, Jacob, sorry. Cade, it's your turn first. What do you want to do?
Do I pass my turn or do I not pass my turn? Where does the bear go? After me. Fuck. What's the range on firebolt? 120 feet. Is this still accurate, right?
No.
That's within 120 feet.
I'm going to firebolt it. Firebolt! firebolt!
Do absolutely nothing otherwise because it's going to. Hey, I didn't miss.
Are you sure about that?
Or did you?
Well, fuck. That should be like 24 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
The firebolt is a D10. Which is this one? Fucking dice, man. This one. It
Not
takes
bad.
7 damage. A fire.
Alright, I've done my work. I'm gonna go hide in that bush now.
Is this a bush or a tree?
That's a tree, but there's some
I'm
shrubbery
gonna go
around
hide
it.
behind that tree now. Gilius, be a good boy and tank him for us.
It's Gideon.
After that, it's the bear's turn here, and
Oh,
let's see, who's the tastiest? If it's a 1 to a 10, it's the one that smells like fish, and if it's a 11 or higher, it's the one that smells like money. Oh, that's a
feel
nat
like it
20.
Well, there's no help. There's no saving you. Yeah.
Alright, it dashes over there, and next up, it is your turn, BP. What do you want to do? This thing is massive, and is almost as tall as Gideon is standing up, even though it's on all fours.
We shall make this quick.
and I'll rip up the wave cannon and fire it straight into it.
Okay, go for it.
Now one.
No.
That's funny.
I call shenanigans.
Bob
He's rolled
Champ.
too many of those.
Bomb champ.
Holy shit.
All right,
God's
everybody
plan.
in Twitch, please donate 20 bits for that net 20.
God's
I'm
plan.
gonna. I need 2 more d6.
Do you need duplicate dice? There's...
I'm grabbing some.
Cool.
Wave cannon initializing.
10, 14, 15 damage plus 17. Let me just make sure on that.
Yee.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's 17. It's 17.
17 damage?
Wave cannon firing.
I thought you were gonna do like a sound afterwards. A large, forceful blast echoes out, and a bunch of leaves from the tree behind you kind of fall out from the tree, and birds take off, like, far away, and a wave of force goes flying across the field, sending dirt flying in every direction. Gideon, all of your hair suddenly blows to one side, and a hole is punched through the side of the bear here. And immediately when you hit it, it looks like it's going to turn and run.
Please finish off the prey.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Next up, Zachroom, it's your turn. Also, if you guys could name your Smarties, that would be super helpful.
They're color coded, my dude.
I know, I know.
Okay. How badly injured does this bear look?
There's a gaping hole in its side from which, like, blood and what looks to be almost like portions of organs and giblets are kind of, like, flopping around in there.
There's like a big hole in the side of this thing.
Yeah, like a couple of its ribs have easily been just smashed by the force of this shot.
Okay. Here's what I want to do.
Oh no.
I want to reach into the hole and grapple the bear from the inside.
Please make a grapple check.
Thought you were gonna say Kali Ma.
That's a 21.
The bear turns to run away. It's previously standing, like, ready to just crash down on Gideon when this blast goes off, and it turns to instead to head off in this direction. Excuse me. As it turns to run, you lunge forward and reach your hand in, grab onto something fleshy, and you've now grappled the bear.
Holy
This would be a
fuck.
good time to run away, Gideon.
Yeah,
That's-
thank you.
That is my turn.
Okay. After that, it is Orange's turn.
I'm gonna fucking disengage and run, dude.
Okay.
Does he even have to disengage
Holy
if the enemy is
fuck.
grappled?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Everybody, please go ahead and roll initiative again.
That's. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Jacob, are you also on 19?
Yeah, but
Okay.
You guys
wanna
get
go
to
first?
you have Dex, I don't.
I do not have Dex.
Oh, fuck it, dude. I'm hiding behind the tree. You go first.
I was gonna
Alright.
say, given that you're grappling the inside of the bear, you should probably go first.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So Gideon has turned to run away here after you had that brief moment to tell him to get out, and right now the bear is about to just like take off, and you have very little time to do anything. What do you want to do as your turn rolls around here?
Let's see. Well, I'm not too well versed on bear anatomy, so I don't really know.
Kalima.
Yeah, I want to, dude. I want to call him up. Like, my character would not know what is what inside of a fucking bear, dude.
Just fish around in there.
Here's what we're gonna try and do instead. All right.
What the fuck is happening?
I want to like suplex this thing's spleen.
Like, you want to grab its spleen and then what? I don't
Like,
understand.
no, I mean like I don't know. Whatever I'm holding on to in here,
Uh-huh.
clearly I don't fucking know. There's just like blood everywhere, and I've got my hand. I'm like elbows deep in a fucking bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like use my webbed fingers and hands and just get a good hold on something, and then like attempt to like you know, just rip it out.
So you're gonna try and stay stationary at the spot that you are instead of going along with the bear as it goes to move?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like you to go ahead and make for me a strength check, please. Straight strength.
A 9.
Okay. The bear lets out a horrible growl of pain as it begins to move off. You grab onto something there, tightening your grip, and then go to pull your arm from it. But you find that there's a great deal of resistance, and as you do this, the bear kind of like screams out and begins to move. And as it does so, you're dragged along with it. Your feet are quickly pulled off of the ground, and you're going along for the ride.
Okay. Well, that didn't work out how I thought it would.
With a higher check, you would possibly be able to pull something out, but with a 9, not so much.
Alright, well, this looks like a good opportunity to go ahead and action surge.
Oh, do you want to make a second shot?
Yeah, let's give that one more go.
Okay.
Statistically speaking, I won't roll in that one here.
Statistically speaking.
A 10!
Go ahead and roll luck to see if you're holding something easy or not.
Statistically, I won't roll in that one.
You are holding onto its heart.
Whatever you have grabbed, whatever fleshy apparatus inside the bear you have a hold of, it will not rip out. And as you go and pull, this time a little bit harder than the other, you're still unable to wrench this from its body. So you're still holding on, and the bear still seems to be intent on just running away. But you can't seem to do it. You can't yank this thing out of there.
At this point, would letting go be an action?
I would say that you could let go freely if you wanted.
Alright, table talk. Should I ride this one out, boys?
You should mount the thing.
I think you should ride it out.
I'm gonna put it down.
I'm gonna ride it out. It's the end of my turn.
Alright, Cade, what do you want to do?
Hey, is it dead yet? I see Gilius is running away again like a pussy. Oh, nope, it's quite alive!
Fucking Gideon!
BP detects sauciness.
I'm going to attempt to firebolt it again.
Please do.
And I shall probably succeed with a 22.
Roll damage. Wow. A small patch of fur about an inch across is burned off from this bear as a little bolt of flame hits it.
Ah, good. Contributing ever more. I can say I've done my part, and I'm going to hide behind the tree again.
Somehow the bear doesn't seem to notice this shot. It's mine maybe on other things. Gideon, it's your turn.
I'm gonna guiding bolt.
Go for it.
Bear.
What is a guiding bolt?
12 to hit.
Just think of like Zeus throwing a lightning at something.
12 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, poor bear.
Oh no.
Does it just get Midas if he kills it? Turn into gold?
I don't.
Give him like 2.5 times the XP.
Right?
I don't have enough D4.
Level fast. There's no
I don't
D4s.
know.
Alright. So here's the first set of D4. 8. I'm gonna move these apart real quick. And then the second set. 4. So 12 damage.
Okay.
And the next attack has advantage on it.
Okay. You fire out this guiding bolt, and it strikes the bear, and seems to have landed a good strike against one of its legs there, as it actually falls to the ground for a brief moment, and you guys all see, like, Zakharum is dragged in the dirt for a second, and then it gets back up and it continues running. The whole thing is now
Get it,
glowing.
BP!
And BP, it's your turn.
The hunt finishes here.
And I'll take the shot.
Take the shot.
He's
taking
taking
a shot.
He's going for a kill shot!
That was my neutral creep.
That's a 22 to...
fucking
No, it's
Midas.
21 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
9 damage.
Go ahead and roll luck for me.
10.
It is still alive. Everybody, please. Oh no, sorry. The bear has a turn. You guys watch as the bear goes running, not wanting to be here anymore. It moves with considerable speed. And let's see.
It's grappled though.
It is, but the nature of this grapple will not stop its movement.
Okay.
And it goes running off with you there,
Damn
Sakura.
decentralized nervous systems.
I'm gonna roll luck for
Why
the
the
bear,
confidence
given that
is
it's
the
got a hand
powerhouse
inside
of
its
the cell.
body.
Two
It
even.
has a lot.
At about this point, Zakharum, whatever you're holding on to breaks, and you fall out of the bear there, keeping your handhold on it, and a trail of intestines basically just exit from the side of the bear, and you can see that like what you were holding on to was one of these, and it just kind of like trails off in the distance. The bear keeps going, and at some point, when it's about 10 feet away from you, and you've just kind of, landed in the dirt there, there's a momentary tug on this this strange organ in your hand, and it seems to rip from the creature, and it just slides and collides with the tree and stops moving. You're no longer in combat.
Oh, fuck, that bear was...
base,
oh my
dude.
god!
Oh, that bear got fucked up, bro.
There's like a keeled over broken tree that's fallen on it.
That's falling on the bear?
Like, yeah, the bear's body slid and smashed into this tree, and the thing just like snapped and fell down.
Fuck, alright. Shit.
Why were we scared of a bear again?
I would like to wash my hands off on the fur that isn't burned or destroyed.
Okay. It's a
And-
difficult thing to do, but like gradually you start
Yeah,
to
dude,
wipe the blood.
Yeah, as best I can,
Can I just break a tooth off? That's all I want.
Sure, yeah, you can take the bear tooth.
This is BP's trophy.
I wanna. How big is this bear? How big is the head?
The bear's head is large enough that its jaws could fit, like, almost a normal human's head inside of it. That's how big it is.
Okay, so provided that I manage to get this thing's head off and then empty out its neck, I could wear it as a hat.
Yes.
I'm going to attempt to get this thing's head off.
Okay. Do you have anything that's good at chopping?
Well, I got a trident and a lot of free time.
I walk
If
over
this-
to him, see what he's wanting to do, and I hand him my dagger that I'm never really going to use.
Yeah, okay.
This is gonna
It'll be
take
a bit easier than using a trident to skin the thing.
That girl.
Well, I'll see when we get to the neck.
Ah,
Zekrom.
well.
Shouldn't we continue moving?
Yeah, I'll catch up. Which way are you going?
Forward.
I look over at the box that he inevitably set down at some point during this combat, and
It's probably just on the ground next to my trident.
Are you
Oh, wait.
sure?
You
Actually,
have-
hold on. Gilius! Can you carry the box while Zacharium does his thing?
Hey, you
Gideon.
two together could probably carry.
I thought the lockbox was inside of BP.
No, the bag of
No,
salt
that's
is
the bag
in
of
BP.
salt.
Oh, the salt's in there. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you two can carry the chest between you for a little bit. I will catch up.
No.
He'll catch up. I'll continue walking.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I will slice apart the neck
I
until
will
I reach the vertebrae.
put my hand on him and cast guidance before walking away.
God damn it!
I'll be with you.
I was picking up the chest.
I was gonna. Okay, whoa. Hold the fuck up, y'all. Chill out. Too much fucking guidance, dude.
Have fun, old man, with your chest.
So yeah,
Okay,
Aleutian, I'll slice the neck until I reach the vertebrae,
Okay.
and then I'll smash the vertebrae with my trident, and then I'll keep slicing.
Okay. So you start working away on this thing. Go ahead and make for me a survival roll, regardless of what you might have for proficiency.
I mean, the thing's neck is pretty big. Can't I just kind of manhandle it? Not trying to finesse this shit.
Yeah, you're manhandling it, but if you have any survival knowledge, it'll help speed it up.
An 18.
Okay. So you start hacking away at the thing, and man, it is tough, but you're sure that you'll be able to get this thing off eventually and catch up with the group. And if you use your ears there, you can tell that they're not very far, as an old man with a limp holding like an 80-pound box doesn't really go at a very high speed.
No, yeah, I wanted to ask about that when I go to attempt to pick up the box. Can I make a strength save to see if it even happens?
Sure.
14.
It doesn't.
Can I
I
pick up
will-
the box? I'll just
I
move
will-
very slowly.
I will move, like,
Chug it,
I'll
chug it,
pick up,
chug it,
like,
chug it.
one side handle and, like, gesture for Dragon to pick up the other.
I'm
We
going to
can carry this
attempt again.
together.
Oh, no, I fucking got my second win. Pick up the box by myself.
Fucking god strength, dude.
You see what looks like a whole bunch of veins on Draken's face suddenly activated. Like,
This Master Roshi, dude.
exactly, yeah. The buttons on his shirt pop off. Despite his age and the fact that he has, like, basically a bum leg, he starts to carry the thing and you guys start to head off.
don't like overexert yourself, old man. It'll hurt in the morning. Trust.
Well, if you would have fixed my leg earlier, I would be in a lot less pain. But no.
I did.
Looks are all
I
that
healed
matter.
you.
Fun
I
fact,
heal?
Sloth, if you heal me with a D8 of healing, I can re-roll to see if the injury goes away.
I know, but I'm not gonna fucking waste a fucking spell slot on
Uh-huh.
a chance for you to fucking heal. Oh,
Uh-huh.
minor injury.
Okay.
DP detects some fourth wall sauciness.
It's not gonna happen. Maybe if you call me Gideon instead of Gilius,
I'm
Maybe,
just
but-
calling you by your name.
Gideon.
What's so wrong
it's
with that?
Gideon.
Have you
Gideon.
ever considered that I have a hard time pronouncing E?
Word.
DP,
Whatever. Whatever.
DP wishes he was not DP right now.
I wish I was back home and fucking having to deal with this.
What's
Well,
it like
this is what
to
you
have-
get for fucking up in the first place.
Yeah.
Onwards!
And I'm gonna start
That's
sprinting,
so-
like, slash not sprinting with the crate.
You take another step forward, this time much faster than the last. A crack is heard.
Ah, my back! Or is that my hip?
I told you.
Now back over by this thing, Zakarum, you will eventually manage to take this thing's head off. And you'll find, that it's quite heavy, the skull of a giant bear.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, be right back.
But also, I have to ask, do you want to do anything else with its, with its corpse?
No.
Okay, so you're just gonna leave it there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can add to your inventory, likely slung over your shoulder, the head of a large bear. And I would say that probably weighs like 30 pounds for you. It's pretty hefty, but it'll make a good trophy. So get rid of that. Now, with enough time, you do eventually catch back up to the group, and they are moving incredibly slowly with the combined might of an accountant and a injured old man trying to carry a very heavy object.
Ah, well, hello again, friends. I have recovered
Ah,
my
he's
trophy.
caught up!
Does he look retarded wearing a bear skull?
Well, it's not on
I'm
his
not
head.
wearing it yet.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to get it fixed up.
Cleaned out.
I can throw that in my chest for now.
Can he?
And I mean, if that bag of salt can fit, can't the bear head?
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's
Don't
fair.
throw the bloody head in. With
Yeah, I mean, it's
salt,
okay.
though.
So I'm on the run back to the group. I would imagine that most of the blood from the head would have drained, if not all of it. I mean, there aren't any major arteries in the head.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's gotten a little bit lighter, but not by much. It's a pretty hefty thing.
Is it still leaking blood everywhere?
That's not. No, it wouldn't be leaking blood.
No,
everywhere.
not at this point.
chuck it in.
I open up my chest.
I take the bear head off of my trident and put it inside of BP's chest.
Okay.
And I tap him on the head and I say, just remember, BP, you cannot claim Bearhead as your trophy. This is Zakarum's trophy.
I already got mine.
I hold up my tooth.
Good. All right, carry on, my friend. And I will. Well, I mean, I guess Draken just looks pretty solid carrying that chest. So I'll just, hike my pants up and give him a trident and be on the lookout.
Every single step I take, I like press in the ground like.
Like,
Alright,
it
so now
sinks
it's gonna
like
take
3
us,
inches
like,
into the
10
dirt.
days to get to Hillcrest. And we're easily tracked. Nice.
Okay.
Now, let us catch that thief.
The travel over towards Hillcrest is definitely going to be slower at this point, but you guys are headed over there, and are you going to turn south to get on the road, or continue on towards the east? Hopes
At
of
this point,
finding
Zakarum would gently veer the group by taking the lead, being the least encumbered, towards the road.
Okay. BP, you would notice that the plan of, going to find the tracks seems to have been hijacked. Is that okay?
Zakarum, by my detection, you were walking 12 paces away from the tracks.
Yes, by your detection, BP, but by my detection, you are leading my client into certain danger, and the Jew parents would not be very pleased with Zakarum if their own son were to die.
We can easily eliminate any prey. Did you see me fuck up that bear?
Yes, I did see it, BP, but it would be best if such circumstance could be avoided.
BP understands, but BP wishes to hunt more, but I will comply.
Okay.
Maybe, actually, could sell Bearhead for money, but I don't know if you want Bearhead.
That is going to be a personal keepsake of Zakarum. I will wear it with pride until the day that I return to the depths and show my family the trophies that I have acquired in my time above.
You would be the only fifth person with a Bearhead. That would be
That's-
raw.
That's what I'm fucking saying, BP. This thing gets me. This thing fucking understands what he's like to be.
I would like to point out, Zakarum, that we can clearly handle a bear or two, but on the road we might encounter a couple bandits.
There's like a
And I
little
will-
tiny, like
Okay,
a
so
small
we
bell
had-
that rings from within BP's body where he says raw.
Ding, ding, ding. Yes, okay, but I'm saying, like, we run into some bandits. I just open BP up and show them giant bearhead. What the fuck they gonna do?
If I was a flesh bag, I would run.
Well,
Yeah,
they
you
see
see?
they
You
see
see?
the chest that we have as well.
Okay,
I feel-
we show them the fucking locks and say, hey, you want to try to open it? Be my guest.
I
Shit,
trust
man.
in Zakarum. You see that guy? It's a fish with a bear.
All right.
Fuck,
All
man,
right.
you see how bloody I am? No, nobody is going to fuck with Zakarum on the road when he look like this.
Do you fuck with a robot with 8 foot 3?
How big is the gun? It's like 4 feet, 5 feet.
What, the gun that you have?
It's like 2 feet, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah, it's like from your elbow to your the end of your arm, right?
Would you fuck with this?
And I raise up my gun.
He's holding like
Yeah.
another gun in his free hand.
I have
Fair
2
point,
guns.
fair
I
point.
shoot 1 person twice, 2 people once.
All right,
Okay.
to the road it is then.
Traveling down south, you guys abandon the tracks there and instead decide to get onto the main road. Eventually, you've managed to emerge from the wilderness and do successfully get onto the main road, going to about here. However, at that point, the evening has come around, and it is time to sleep. What do you guys want to do?
We shall make camp off the road a little ways, and Zakrum will take the first watch.
Okay.
Knock on when you are done. Actually, I'll be the last.
Yes, I will let the Jew count his money after I'm.
That's how he falls asleep. It's like the counting sheep.
Yeah, that's how I get to sleep. Good, thank you.
8 silver, 9 silver, 1 gold, 1 silver, 2 silver.
What no?
So as you guys get over towards the road and make camp off the side, I would like somebody to make a luck check, assuming that we simply do a fast travel from here towards Hillcrest.
I believe it's Sloth's turn, isn't it?
Is it, dude? I was just about to say, statistically speaking, I should not be rolling that one.
Yo,
Statistically speaking, Uchi rolls 20s every fucking time.
I have a luck
Hey!
check, so... Natural 20.
Nat 20, natty 20, natty 20.
Thursday is on fire.
Yo, dude, so I'm. That means I'm up, right? I'm the next Nat 20, dude. It's science.
Science.
You know,
Checkmate, atheist.
statistically speaking, you should get a 20.
I should, yeah.
Okay, so this is what happens. The next day, as you guys are packing up camp, you make your trek over towards the road to begin your travels once again. It's much easier to walk through there than it is to go through the forest floor. And as you guys get over towards the road, you hear something coming down the road. Taking a moment to look over there, you guys see in the distance what looks to be a caravan headed in the direction of Hillcrest.
How many days have passed going to this?
This is literally the next day.
Okay, well I'm rolling my injury check and my new
Sure.
things. Injury check is an 11, so that's a fail.
Fail.
Divination are pretty bad. Which is not necessarily a bad thing.
There's a caravan?
Yeah,
Is it
so
like a
as you guys
traveling
get
seller?
up towards the road, you can hear something. Like there's a bit of commotion down the road, and still within the tree line. So if you guys wanted to stay hidden, you could. But you look down the road, and you guys all collectively see what appears to be a large collection of carriages, all kind of linked together. There's 3 of them, if your eyes don't deceive you here, and there's probably a group of more than a couple dozen people moving alongside, with a whole bunch of horses at the front as well.
Is there like... Oh, it's like a... Are they wearing any armor?
Most of them are, yes. You would
Is it-
also know from your time living in Skyfall that this is how most people travel from one town to another. What you're doing, just walking on foot, is considered dangerous enough that it will get you killed.
Oh, so is this like the bus of the time?
Basically, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you wouldn't really pick up people off the side of the road, but yeah, it is a bus going by.
Are they within speaking distance? Have they noticed us?
They're pretty far down there, so if you would imagine that unless they have a very keen eye, they probably haven't noticed you yet. But you wouldn't know for sure if they've seen you or not. They haven't called.
They're
out or
behind
anything.
us?
Yeah, they're traveling from west to east, so they're going towards Hillcrest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any money to get on.
Well, we have a bag of salt we could barter with, though.
Doesn't seem like a good deal. We could just keep on walking. Seems pretty fun for now.
So long as this fucking crate is heavy, you know.
True. True. I mean, it's up to Goldstein. No money.
How much like are the fees usually to like get on caravans?
Fees with caravans depend on if you're bringing your own food, if you're just walking on by yourself, if you have like a large amount of luggage or stuff to carry with you. It's uncommon for somebody to make regular travel between towns unless they're a professional of some sort that would need to do that. So when people go from one place to another, it's usually like a big event, right? Okay, we're gonna take all this luggage and all of that kind of thing. You would estimate that for your group of people here, you're probably looking at least a few gold each for a trip that long over to Hillcrest, which could be changed in either direction depending on the food situation. It would also depend on like connections and who it is who runs the caravan and stuff like that.
Well, let's just go say hello and see who's out there.
Yeah. For your time here on land, Zakarum, I would say that this is something that is still kind of new for you. You've heard that the humans move around like this, but this would kind of be your first time really just seeing one out in the wild. The rest of you would be pretty familiar with it.
Come, friends, come. We must go see. Zakarum wants to see badly. How you say, caravan? Yes.
Sure.
Maybe if you take the lockbox.
I'll fucking half the lockbox out of the old man's arms.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
It's a hefty thing, and once this thing is taken away from you, once this burden has been lifted, Cade, you feel unbelievably relieved.
I feel like both my hips are bad now.
And now I'll go run up to the caravan and start shouting when I'm in earshot. Hello, hello!
Okay, so you step onto the road and call out, hello, hello, and the caravan continues to move towards you, but you watch as some of the riders, those who are on horses that aren't chained up to the front of the caravan, accelerate and start to go into a full trot towards you. They're clearly armed men, and one of them holds out his hand as though to greet you.
I return the gesture and
Sure.
say, "Oh, hello, friends. Excuse me. This is the first time I've seen, how as you say, the caravan. It's a group of humans traveling from one settlement to another. It's very exciting for me.
Are the
Usually,
rest
what?
Are the rest of you guys still in the trees, I have to ask, while Zachary runs out?
Fuck no.
No,
Okay.
I'm walking up.
Okay. Continue there, Zakarum. They're listening to you.
I'd very much just like to see how it is that you all travel. You see, in the great depth, we just swim freely between cities, but it is usually rare for Triton to leave home, unless going to war against the elemental evil.
The two riders in front of you pause for a moment, and I'd like you to make an insight check, please.
Okay.
Thursday night. Stop it.
Can I have
There's not going to be any D20s left for the others. What the fuck is going on?
We just sequentially rolled that 20s. What the fuck?
Can I make another injury check?
Feels like a good time to get in on those injury checks. Zakarum, you've seen this look before. The man who is about to respond has stopped, and he stopped because he's not actually familiar with what you are. You can also tell that the two of them are staying a healthy distance away from you, and you've seen this too. It's kind of like a standoffish position. It's clear that they're assessing whether or not you guys are indeed who you say you are, right? They're not certain if you guys are bandits or some kind of front for an ambush or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
One of them calls out, and as the two of them kind of bring their horses together, there's some whispering between the two before one of them shouts and says, "What business have you?"
I mean, I definitely already announced my intention.
I will kind of like raise my hand.
They seem to have
draw
ignored your
attention.
request to just see the caravan, or at least haven't acknowledged it.
Okay, but I mean, like, I stated my business clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll kind of call out and be like, I'm Gideon Goldstein from the Gideon Mercantile Company. And I'll kind of
Just
approach.
tell them what we're doing. Gee.
One of them lowers his spear towards you. No closer.
I'll raise my hands non-threateningly. Like, here, I have a letter of introduction, and I will very slowly pull out my letter of introduction and then like kind of hand it forward. Like, let him come take it.
The two look at each other, and then one of them approaches. You can see that he's wearing what looks to be like full splint armor. He's very well equipped, and he does kind of sort of lean down off the horse there. He's looking you all over very closely, and takes this this note and looks at it. After that, he hands it back to you, and he says, "Out in the wilderness, then."
Yeah, we just landed from the wind array.
We're making our way towards Hillcrest.
Mm-hmm.
We had to make a detour and landed a bit further on in the west near the ruins. Something important we had to do there.
Really though, I've never seen the caravan before. I'd really just like to see and talk to you for a little bit. You know, as you can see clearly from my gills that I'm not human. So you know, not totally friendly, dude.
One of them looks over. He says, "Understood, Triton. We don't have much space for any strays at the moment, but we might be able to work something out. I take it you're
Well,
looking
we
for
can
passage."
walk ourselves if we could just have some way of, carrying this damn box.
Perhaps you have room for a small, compatible, compartmentalized robot and old man. And perhaps, the one for the young master here. And Zakarum can run beside Caravan, no problem.
A moment. The two riders pull away for a second and have a hush-hush conversation. You can see far behind them that the caravan has kind of come to a halt. And some people have kind of like opened up the side windows or stepped out from some of the caravans just to see what the delay is. You can see what looked like everything from townsfolk to like merchants and stuff like that. Are you guys talking about anything while these two are chit-chatting?
I'd probably just put the chest down and lay my trident resting on my shoulder and have a nice little seat.
I can walk too, if you want. Only 2 seats maybe are needed.
Very true.
Oh,
Very
the
true.
hell that I can walk. I just don't want to have to deal with this damn lockbox anymore.
You shouldn't walk.
That's rather rude.
You are rather old.
It's rather good for your health to walk.
You have a lot of knowledge, but no need.
One of the riders returns to the group. Very well. Gideon, of House Goldstein, you can approach. Bring your friends with you.
I
Thank
heft
you.
up the box onto my shoulder.
As you guys start to walk with them, the riders don't keep as much distance, and one of them always seems to be on lookout. He is not the kind to relax, and is constantly scanning the tree line. But the other one seems to be chatting with you guys, and he starts a light interrogation, beginning with, "So what are you carrying in the box there?"
Oh,
Go.
it belongs to the blacksmith on the Windry. It was stolen, and we tracked down the thief and recovered the box. But unfortunately, the thief has slipped through our fingers, so to speak. And I hold up a webbed hand.
My friend up ahead has never seen a Triton before. Says you guys don't leave often, and I have to admit I haven't either. Only heard stories. What brings you up here?
'Tis a tragic tale. Zakrum was banished from his home for an extended period of time, only to return when he used to go to the Great Plunge.
So, an exile, traitor, an elderly man, simulacrum.
A traitor.
A trader.
Trader. Okay.
Yeah, I heard that too the first time. I was like,
Yes.
the fuck?
Wait, who's the traitor? Oh, I'm the traitor. Oh no.
Are most people just human on the caravan?
Most of them, yes. A few others here and there. I believe we picked up some Dragonborn a few towns back.
Dragonborn? Really?
Far away from Kinth, on business. Don't seem to talk much, but that's fine. They pay either way.
I must meet these Dragonborn. Zakrum has great desire to converse with the Dragonborn. I've read many books.
Oh, you can do that at your own risk. Here, Caravan Master's just up ahead. Want to talk prices, or getting onto some of the space near the back? He's your man.
Are we allowed to just walk closely for free?
I would say let the young Jew figure these things out, BP. I put the chest down and I slam my trident into the ground so that it sticks up next to the chest, and I just begin to wander off amongst the caravan, talking to random people and looking for these Dragonborn.
Your waterborne friend is fairly wise. Ask the master before just hitching a ride.
Wait, are we moving? So like the chest is just on the ground, or?
I assume
Well,
you
the
would take
caravan
it with you.
stopped.
Yeah. So you
We
guys
just
make
walked up to the caravan.
make your way up, and there on the very front of the first of the carriages, there's a bench where a couple of people are sitting, and one of them stands up and seems to be the one running the show. He wears a leather duster of some sort and a kind of bowler's hat on his head. He calls out to you guys and goes, "Ah, what do we have here?"
Just a couple of merchants looking for, you know, some safety.
Certainly don't look like merchants.
Well,
Well, we aren't, except for him. We're more of an entourage for the single man.
they're mostly here for my safety, though. You know, we could help if any trouble happens along the road.
Gideon, was it?
Yeah, Gideon Goldstein. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He gives you a nod. I'm an independent, but I know your family. I have some space if you want to hop on. You're in luck. Back carriage. Not much, but it'll do.
That'd be great. How
You'll need your own food.
how much? I think we could do that.
He kind of stares at you guys, and he says, I offer a variety of services to my passengers, one of which is secrecy. You can avoid that cost by telling me what it is that you're doing out here in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we had originally intended on taking the sack of salt, and I will kind of like point over to BP's like chest compartment and like.
It's in me.
Yeah, it. He has like a cavity, and I'll be like, "Here, pull it out, BP."
Oh yeah, I'll open up my chest to show him. There's like a bear head and a salt bag in it.
Yeah.
A couple of flies
however-
just escape.
Yeah. However,
Clothes.
we had also intended on recovering a an account of ours that tried to escape the Wind Ray without repaying his debt. Meantime, we took out that bear who's had you sit inside.
I see. An interesting lot. I'd like you to make a persuasion roll, please.
Hell yeah, dude! And is this determining how much it's gonna cost?
No, this is to convince him that you're telling the truth and everything here.
Persuasion. 6.
What?
Sorry,
Yep.
+6. +6.
Oh,
so I get,
I was like,
I get a
Christ, yeah,
14.
This guy's got a fucking -2 charisma mod. Why do you let him talk to anyone?
In my head, I was like, "What kind of Jew is this guy?"
get into the fucking robot compartment and have a seat
No,
on the
sorry.
bear head.
Yeah, that's a
No
14.
wonder you lost that fucking account.
That's a 14 because I have
Probably just
I was
threw
like,
up on the table.
no,
almost-
like I looked at it. It was like 6. I was like, that doesn't seem right.
I mean, I have that 3 as a divination roll if you really want to have a low.
No. Yeah, 14.
Okay. He gives you a look. He goes, Well, that sounds about right. Spot's yours then. Each one of you. God. Probably gonna be a smell. I'm gonna put you in the back. How's that?
If I
Fine with
just
me.
walk next to the caravan, there a discount.
No.
Fuck.
You're paying for the safety of getting over there if you want to travel with us. Keep a wide radius about. Want to be in that radius, gotta pay.
Understandable.
Let's see here. It's gonna be a bit cramped. 4 gold each.
Oh,
I'll be honest, sir. Most of my, gold assets were spent on investing in the salt and other things.
He
And
gives an
as
audible
such-
sigh, like, here it comes.
Jeez.
So I'd be more than willing to pay. However, would it be better for both of us to maybe lower the price by just a bit until we get to town, and I can.
if any trouble arises, I could fuck it up.
Yeah,
Hold up my gun. My 2
We're
guns.
clearly strong.
No need
fighters.
for that. Look, I appreciate the offer, but I've paid good money for some very competent fighters, and I run a tight ship. 4 gold is...
Zachary walks up, puts down 4 gold, grabs his trident, and then just like runs down the caravan, looking it over.
Welcome aboard, sir. Your spot's at the very last carriage. Here, take this, take this. And he hands you like a little piece of paper.
Thank you. How long before we get rolling again? I just want to look around a little.
Depends on negotiations with your friends here.
Okay, that could take a while. I'll be going now.
Just like zip off.
I try to haggle the price down. Just being like, well, what
I
about
walk up to him, I was
3
like-
gold, 5 silver, or like 3 gold per person.
I want to walk up to the guy while he's haggling. I was like,
For an old man, I don't really have too much on me, but it's close.
and I will hand him my coin pouch that has 3 gold, 4 silver, and 5 copper, and see if he takes it.
He looks at the thing and he says, Old man, I run a very tight ship. I don't know if your ears weren't exactly working there. You're a little short.
Well, it's hard to make money as an old man nowadays. These fools aren't really taking care of me either. See, do you have anything worth trading? I've got some ink here.
You know, I've heard that the Goldstein Mercantile is fairly opulent. Quite wealthy.
Mhm.
Ah, yes, I'm just kind of associated with him, but not the business.
You're telling me 4 gold is too much.
For me, I don't know about him.
He's kind of calling this out towards you there, Goldstein.
Sir, the way I see it is that you have a couple empty spots, ones that you need to get filled, and are already on the journey to the city. I feel it'd be strange to expect more friendly adventurers and fellow traveling peers such as ourselves. I think 3.5 gold is more than a fair price to add to your profit.
Make your roll to haggle.
Yes. Is that a
Is he
persuasion?
gonna make a contested roll against this
No, it's not.
solution? Okay.
Is that a persuasion?
Yes.
Alright, cool. Because I get a +9 to that.
Okay. He thinks for a moment there and he says, You guys don't seem like too much trouble. Very well. 3.5.
Yes. Alright. So I'll put 7 gold down for me
Okay,
and
I need 5 copper here.
Sure.
and throw you
Jesus.
5 copper.
Ah, yes. No, I'm actually broke.
The money
I'll-
is counted up by somebody off to the side of this man, and before long, it's all kind of stuffed away, and you guys get your little papers as well.
Cool.
It's just
Shall-
sticking out the front of my
do that.
chest.
He's got a
Badge
mouse
of
slot.
honor. Now, Zakarum, I'd like you to make a perception check as you go running along down the caravan.
Well, you said that people were, whatever.
Yeah, some of them are inside, some of them are standing outside. Oh no.
Statistically.
Statistically.
So you're kind of like overwhelmed by this, all the different colors and the different kinds of people and everything like that. It's definitely bewildering to see this like kind of land ship just filled with people headed down the road there with all these armed guards and everything like that. Each one of the caravans itself too seems to have like an almost like a character to it, depending on who's in there. Like at one point you look in and one of the windows is open and you see a group of people playing some cards and having a good time and whatnot, and then the next one seems to be completely boarded up and there's like guards seated on top. Eventually you come to the last one, which seems to have not really anything for sound coming from it, and one of the guards kind of steps over towards you and holds out his hand expectantly.
I placed the piece of paper in it.
He just gives it a look and then hands it back to you, and then shows you one of the doors on this back carriage and just motions for you to step inside.
I
Oh, it's
pop
like
open the door.
Okay. Inside, you find a very simple sort of room almost. It's no bigger than a couple of closets chained together and has some very basic benches to sit upon, but there's like little windows and stuff that you can open up here and there, and plenty of space to kind of stuff in like different storage and whatnot. Though it's clear from the room that you've been given that it was meant more for like 2, maybe 3 people, not 4. And eventually, you guys get down here as well, and would see
Is
your
there room on
accommodations.
top of this caravan?
Yes, you could go on top if you wanted to.
I will sit on top.
Okay. That
And keep
portion.
my eyes out for any dragonborn.
Okay. That portion up there is filled with different people's luggage that has been kind of like taped down and such to the top of the caravan. But it also has a couple of free spots that you can kind of sit on and just look around. Most people seem to prefer to be inside, but the guards let you. They don't stop you from sitting up there.
And that is where I shall remain until the dragonborn has been sighted.
Okay.
My books say that they must pee eventually.
Do do you guys hop inside the carriage and head off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking for if there's any other robots. Or actually, can I ask the guy running it?
Yeah, sure.
Sir,
Yeah, what's up?
are there any other simulacrum on board?
Out here? All the way by Hillcrest? No, sorry. I
Well,
haven't seen
would-
any.
I was born at Hillcrest, so you know, maybe.
Shrugs.
He seems kind of surprised when you say this, and then just kind of, lets you walk off. And as you guys haul into the caravan and begin your trek back, we will go to a brief 5-10 minute break.
Hey. So this caravan's like, in terms of like looks, it's like train compartments, right? It's like one of those traveling train type deals.
Yeah, so it would be, give you kind of like some context, probably like...
I thought it was just like Oregon Trail things all stitched together. That's what I was imagining.
That does happen, for sure, but this one's a little bit nicer.
That's why it was expensive.
So each one of them is probably about this big.
Is that StarCraft 2 music?
No.
No.
I mean, I could get StarCraft 2 music and then get
It
slammed
does-
with the DMCA.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It does sound like Terran music.
A little
Yeah.
bit, yeah. So
Wow,
you
good
guys
pick.
are kind of locked into one of these. Shit. God damn it.
Gotcha.
And there's 3 of these large compartment type things. You guys
And,
just
like,
kind of crammed into here.
how many trains did we
Zachrom's
go?
up top, so. There are 3 of these overall things.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Alright, I'll be right back, and then we'll continue in 5 or 10.
Dude, we get to meet randos. This is gonna be so cool. This is gonna
This is
be
gonna be dope.
yeah. Are you imagining the like Paper Mario Thousand Year Door chapter? Because that's entirely what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yep,
Fuck.
sounds about right.
Welcome back. Nice hand
Rub.
rub.
Asmer.
So is everyone back by the way? Or
Maybe.
I'm glad now that we have Ballink's character just being a tourist for everything.
Yeah, that's me.
Somebody's eating like an apple. Ooh, I've never seen that before.
I've seen an apple.
Apples of the sea. Doctor posts a picture of a sea apple. Got him.
Fucking rat, dude.
Apple? Of course I know what apple is.
Apple. Apple. I will start up in a minute here. Okay. I am ready if you guys are. Are you ready for an episode of Talk to Random People on the Bus?
Yes,
so
I
excited.
am.
Alright.
Is everybody back?
I think so.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yep. I mean, Red 5 standing by.
Red guy standing by.
Red Foreman,
07
putting your
standing by.
ass.
So we return now after a brief break. Welcome back, everybody. You're on the very back caravan here, and have been slotted into a room that was clearly not meant for 3 people or even 4. But with your friend Zacharium on the top here, seated where most of the luggage is, things are a little bit more comfortable. Now there's a main hallway that goes between the different rooms, and you guys can plainly hear through the wooden wall over to the left that there is indeed like a group of people over there. And likewise, the other rooms seem to all kind of be alight with different kinds of activity and whatnot. There are a total of 3 of these, so there is oh geez. Just roughly kind of like over here. And the very front one is a little bit smaller. Look at that. What do you guys want to do?
BP wishes to meet more people on the caravan.
Ooh, I need to check something actually.
Breaking.
Do you wish to join me, old man?
I think my hips are going, like my legs are going to kill me if I walk around anymore after carrying that bin. I think I need a day.
If I meet a healer, I'll try to bring them back.
Oh, that'd be very kind of you. It's not like we have a healer in our party.
Got him.
Yeah, that'd be nice if we did. Well,
Jesus
at
All
least I
right.
have business skills.
BP wishes to not be here. BP going on adventure.
Actually, you know what? I take that back, BP. I think my legs will get me out of the cart.
Out into the main hall, you can hear that there are different sounds coming from these various rooms, and I'd like a luck check from one of you guys in the hallway.
You're okay.
Okay, I'm
I'm
statistically,
gonna get a low
I
roll.
have to get a 20.
I'm gonna get a
It's
low roll.
not a 20. Like, it's just guaranteed. It's a 13.
It's a good roll.
13. Okay. It appears that a couple of these are occupied with people who have decided to leave their windows open. So, you know, there are there are doors here at the front to each of these, and also like a very small window, and some of them have been left open. This one beside you guys is not left open, and appears to have a whole bunch of people in there, like, talking. However, it's in a language you guys don't understand. And it sounds like a whole bunch of them. Like, you think, okay, well, these rooms are meant for maybe 2 people, right? There's like, a pool full of... Sorry, Twitch, in that room.
And we dive in.
Their window is closed, so you can't tell exactly what's going on. As far as the one across from your room, this one is also empty, is also closed and is silent. This one is closed and is silent. And these 2 here both have open windows. And it appears that there are people in there, as you can hear down the hallway, that there's some chitter-chatter.
To the one where there's a lot of talking, I'll go.
Greetings. Greetings.
Oh boy! I'm gonna cast comprehend languages on me.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
You can hear all of them talking.
Actually, no, wait. Is that... Okay, no, it's self. Okay, never mind, yeah. On me.
Okay. When you cast that, you have like a brief couple of seconds where the chatter seems to almost warp for a second, and then it turns into a language that you can understand. And you can hear from beyond the door. It's kind of like a big family reunion that's going on. And someone's like, oh, then my brother Ronnie, he takes the plate and he throws it, and like everybody's just like laughing and yelling about stuff. And you don't think that they've even really noticed that BP has hit on the door. Like, they're that noisy. Either that or they're ignoring him.
They're having a family meeting, BP.
Should
Sounds like a bunch of halfling talk to me.
Should BP stop knocking?
Well, I don't think they're paying attention to you, which is both rude but kind of understandable.
The door opens up for a moment, cracking forward just a couple of inches, and a large bunch of smoke wafts out into the main hallway here. And, you can see what looks like a dozen people packed into this room, and somebody is over by the door there, with others like pressing against him and everything, and he looks up and goes, and he just says a bunch of stuff in a language you don't understand. Draken, you can understand him. He goes, what do you want?
I don't know. BP, what do you want? He's asking what you want.
Good to meet you. I am BP.
And I hold out my gun for a handshake.
He looks over and he goes, yeah, it's real nice. Well, good. See you later. And he closes the door.
I have a
BP.
question about comprehend languages. So I can understand people. Does that mean I can communicate back to them?
No.
Okay.
It's a one-way. Tongues is
Alright.
the one that you're thinking of, where it's like, I have unlocked the speak to anybody thing.
BP feels as though those guys are penises to the next one.
Actually, I'll try the other door.
The other door has no response from it when you tap on it. It is silent, and nobody comes over.
Well, alright, this door.
Inside of that one, you see what looks to be a single person seated there who has in front of them a lantern, which has been fixed down to the table and currently burns with a little bit of oil going there. And they're holding in their hands a book. And I'd like you to roll a luck check.
Your turn.
Statistically.
This
This is gonna be low.
FYI, there's going to be a lot of luck checks for the different rooms here.
7.
It is a 7.
Okay. Seems to be a middle-aged man who's reading there who is wearing a set of what might be like wizard robes. There's no priestly symbols or like god markings here and there. Nothing religious about them, but the robes look certainly to be from like a group that's associated with magic, and he's just kind of reading a book there on his own. There's nobody else.
Does
in
the
room.
book look like a spell book, or does it look like a book I know, or like do I recognize the book as something?
Ah. As you kind of move up towards the window to kind of peer inside, he looks over and stares at you from within the room.
Oh, sorry. Greeting.
Is that on his door or the one immediately over?
On his door.
He goes, hey, sorry, I didn't order any food.
No, we are passengers. meeting more passengers. Good to
He's
meet you.
wanting to socialize. Hasn't gotten to do this before.
Huh. Sure, well, there's not a lot of space in here. He kind of, like, moves over on the bench and pushes the lantern down and everything. Well, come on in. And he reaches forward and kind of undoes a lock and lets you into the room.
Oh, before I come in, let me put something down in... I need to remove a bear head. 1 second.
Go do it in the other room.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to our room and I'll place down the bear head. I'll throw it at Goldstein.
Sure.
Fuck.
Gold.
It just, like, chunks down onto the bench next to you. It's starting to get rotten.
Maybe you should fix that.
And I'll go back to the old man room.
What the fuck?
Going back over there, the character has, kind of turned towards you, seeing your robotic friend leave, and he motions for you to, come and sit down. Do you do so, Cade?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like, do I recognize, the book? Do I recognize his clothes as anything as, a wizard who has, spent his fucking entire life researching shit?
Yeah, so now that you get into the caravan room here and are seated next to him, he kind of folds up the book and puts it down, and you can see that it is a book on animals of the desert.
Oh, that's a good read.
Oh,
Remember when I was looking into various things of nature? Back in my studies in my younger days.
a bit aged to be doing so much traveling. Still keeping
Ah,
at it, I guess?
Trying to live and enjoy what's left of my life. And, well, between you and me, I've got an apprentice who's on the run.
Huh. Interesting. The name's Mozam, by the way. It's good to meet you. You are...
Cade. Draken Cade. Very nice to meet you.
Cade, a pleasure.
My friend's BP when he gets back.
There's like some clunking as he goes down the hallway, and gradually BP makes his way back over towards the room.
Name, what was his name?
Mozam. I'll type it in here for you.
I'll stick out my gun hand for a handshake.
Good to meet you. My name is BP.
There's mild hesitation from him, seeing that instead of a hand, the barrel of some sort of contraption has been leveled towards him, but he kind of reaches out and moves it up and down. He goes, "Hey, BP, Mozam, have a seat. Little cramped in here. I didn't want to pay for any of the really big quarters. Sorry about that."
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Sorry we're making it, a bit more cramped.
Well, yeah. How have you guys been? Was that why we just stopped? Did you guys just hop on?
Yep,
Yes.
we were in the forest. We killed a bear, and now we're here.
Fascinating.
We were on a job, and we were going down the road when we saw the caravan, so we hailed it down and see if we could get a ride to Hillcrest.
Well, you're lucky they still have spots. I heard that they almost filled up on the last town, so...
I was most fortunate. I don't think my leg would have made it all the way.
He had
Whoa.
no need.
Leg's probably the last of the worries. I've heard about some pretty bad sightings around here.
Oh, do tell. We were kind of rushed here on our job. Didn't get very much information.
Well, I don't know how much truth you want to put to things heard in the tavern, but I had a drink back at Yule and heard people talking about more wild men being seen in the forest than usual.
Hmm.
Wow.
I want to open my book, and I want to do a book check to see if I can find anything on Wildman.
Rando book check, here we go.
Random book check of the
Must be a
day!
20.
I'm gonna get another 18. That's a 20!
Stop it! Thursday, please.
Ah, my book!
You
You can
land
tell
on
every other group they can go fuck themselves.
you land on the page specifically about Wildmen. You know that there's more info in this book locked away, but this is fortunate. For once, without your scrying gem, you've managed to land on the right spot. And
Oh my god, I found it! That's a miracle!
you see, he kind of leans over, and at some of the illustrations, he goes, "Wow, this is really something." And
It's
kind
my
of,
life's work, and part of the reason why I've got to find my apprentice. It's rather difficult finding information in it without the scrying gem.
Cade, this is incredible. I've seen, a few magical books in my life, but this is really something. And as you guys are kind of looking it over, you can see that a lot of detail on the Wildmen is given on this page. Wildmen are people who have left society to roam the lands, kind of like as free barbarian folk, but there's something specific that sets them apart from maybe like a Goliath tribe in the mountains or a group of, bandits or whatever, which is that Wildmen worship Gorkon, who is the god of demons, and Gorkon very soon influences them and gives them gifts and basically mutates them into like these half-beast creatures. So some of these are pretty common in mythological knowledge, like minotaurs and whatnot, but they can also be like unholy mishmashes, like a person with a lobster claw for a hand and like 4 eyes on the side of their face, that kind of thing. For those of you who are Warhammer 40k fans, they're like Chaos Spawn, basically, that just wander the lands.
The forces of chaos stir.
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't realize I was going to be tying into a fucking 40k reference.
Yeah.
My character, like, the demon I hunted down was a servant of Gorkon.
The references are layering on each other, yeah. But apparently those have been cited here, and they can be found pretty much anywhere in the world where that god has influence, and people know him most for his demons, but sometimes people turn towards him, and when that happens, they often end up like wild men. They can be seen in packs from anywhere from like a lone member wandering the forest by himself up to huge swaths of them numbering in the hundreds.
I remember doing lots of research on these men back in my younger days. When I was in my Middle Ages, I was a part of a party that was hunting down a demon of Gorkon.
It's incredible.
So naturally, I had to do a lot of research on them.
You lived to tell the tale. Did you know him back then, BP?
I was born a month and a half ago.
Like I said, he's very innocent.
He looks at you and gives you like the, yeah, I kind of noticed that nod. and tries to keep it away from BP. Whether you want to make a perception roll to notice that or not is up to you, BP.
It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, yeah, the way he talks and acts, like I kind of figured. And he goes, oh, well, that's very interesting. Where were you born?
I point to the DeGronk symbol on my chest.
Up in Hillcrest. Do you know about the Gronks?
I'd like you to roll a luck check. And cool it down. Don't get too many 20s here.
Fuck you. 14.
Okay. He pauses for a second and he goes, seem kind of familiar.
The Grand Mechanic, Glinky the Gronk.
Huh. Now, meanwhile, outside, on top of the caravan, Zakarum, you've been seated there. And while you're up there, the sound of, the hefty wheels on the road can be heard, and the horses trotting alongside. And there's also some chitter-chatter, which seems to be coming from one of the rooms inside of the, the major caravan here. This one, specifically. But after a bit of time and moving, you can hear that your companions are soon to be talking as well. And, the very peculiar cadence of Cade and BP can easily be heard from further up, even from on top of the roof. This place, or this vehicle, must be built pretty thinly. What would you like to do while you're over there? And same to you, Gideon. If you have a plan for something you want to do, let me know.
I'm just doing like some bookkeeping and stuff.
Okay.
Do I understand any languages?
You have no idea what's being spoken over here, and the talk over here is all in common. As far as the guards go, they don't really seem to be chit-chatting much. There's two of them who are kind of riding next to each other and are talking about something, but it seems to just kind of be small talk.
Can I try and catch one of the guards' attention?
Sure, yeah, what do you want to do? He's probably, the guards probably stay anywhere from like 10 to 15 feet away from the caravan at any given time.
Oh, so I don't even really have to like raise my voice that much?
No, they'd be like either here, or yeah, like you could just be like, hey.
Yeah, I'm just, pick one that isn't like on fucking super high alert.
Mm-hmm.
One that's just kind of casual, just kind of hanging out, and be like, hey, excuse me, my friend.
He gives you a look there, and he goes, passenger, if you need anything, you should probably speak with the caravan master.
Yes, well, he is all the way up in the front, I just was wondering if you're perhaps knew the whereabouts of these dragonborn that are riding along in the carriage.
Well, you can see that this man here, though he seems to be like in pretty good physical shape, seems to be kind of one of the younger of the guard, and he goes, oh, I don't really know if we should be, I don't think I'm supposed to tell you who is on carriages or which ones.
Oh, I see. I would not want to get you in any trouble. That is not my intent. Could you tell me when the caravan will next stop, though?
Well, we usually stop at night, unless... Well, sometimes we go on through the evening. I mean, it really depends.
Oh, I see. Alright, thank you, young man. I appreciate it.
He gives you a nod and then kind of goes to move the horse away, but then stops, and then he goes, so, where are you from? I've never seen anybody quite like you.
Ah, my name is Zakaroon. I'm a Triton from... that point when I realized that I didn't write down where I was from. I live in a tiny Triton. What would you call it? A
Village
city,
or
I
town.
suppose?
Yeah.
Village? Town? Something. Hovel? Hamlet? Something. In the Drake Spirit Storm, underneath these.
Huh. So do you see, like, sharks and stuff down there?
Odd. You'll see much worse than sharks in the great depths, my friend.
Yeah. So what are you doing out here then? If you don't mind me asking.
It's no great secret. Zakarum has been banished from his home for a period of time.
One of the other
Forced
guards rides
to walk
up.
among the surface.
You see that he calls out, and he seems to address the guy that you're speaking with, and he goes, hey Vorkon, stop bothering the passengers. And he looks over and he goes, and he kind of just looks at you for a sec, goes, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's no trouble. I was just having conversation with the young man at arms here, telling him a little bit about where I am from and what I am doing in the above world.
Oh, I see. Well, this young man at arms, as you put it, he is on watch right now and can't really spare the time for that kind of thing, I think. Maybe when we've come to a stop.
Oh, sure. Well then, come and find Zakarum when you have a moment, and he will be happy to tell you all kinds of tales of the great below.
Thanks for the understanding, passenger. And he kind of like leads Vorkon away from there and kind of corrals him back to his position.
So how fast is the caravan moving?
The caravan moves at a trot, so faster than just walking on its own, but not by much.
So theoretically, I could run to get to the front of the caravan.
Easily, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go and seek out the caravan master then.
Sure. So he is on the very front one, so if you want to hop off and run towards him, you can.
I will do so.
When you get over there towards the front, he looks over, seeing you there, and he goes, "Well, the accommodations were enough, I hope."
Oh, indeed, the caravan master. The accommodations are very preferred, honestly. It's very reminiscent of my time in the Windray. I was coming up here to ask you if you could share any information about, I believe it is said that you are transporting a group of Dragonborn? Dragonborn was one of my great studies when I was younger in the time below the sea. And I would be very interested in meeting one in person. I was wondering perhaps you could help Zakrum to arrange this? I, of course, will go unarmed.
No, it's not that. Just, give me a moment to think here.
Yeah, take your time. Zakrum needed to stretch his legs anyways.
So you're kind of, doing basically what is a light jog up here at the front, and he pauses for a moment and kind of stares off into the distance. And I'd like you to make a persuasion check, please. If you can get above, or get a 10 or above, you will agree to show you the Dragonborn.
Statistically, I shouldn't...
Statistically. He turns to you. And he says, well, you see, guy, you remember what I said about the secrecy thing? They've paid to not be bothered, and I'd appreciate it if you kept that to a minimum. I'm sure you'll see them when we come to a stop, and, we're gonna be stepping out into the woods for a brief moment for reasons, but I advise that you kind of keep away from them then as well. Maybe a passing word or something, but they don't seem to want to be bothered.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. You don't perchance have any dwarves in this caravan, do you?
Nope. I've got, a couple of humans that caught on here who are apparently from Everwatch, but no dwarves, actually.
Alright. Zakrum has taken enough of your time. Thank you very much, mister.
We'll be stopping tonight if you, want to see some of the people outside of their rooms.
Thank you for the information.
He gives you like a polite nod and a smile, and where are you headed back after that?
Before I leave, I'll just in passing kind of say, and if the caravan runs into any trouble, be sure to call for Zakrum, because I do love the fighting so much.
He seems to not really know what to say to that, and I'm picturing it like you just kind of start jogging slower till you vanish from view.
Yeah. Like, I don't actually, turn around or stop. It's just kind of, slow down while I'm looking at him until I just can't see him anymore.
It's so much.
So much. Triton has spears if you have coin.
So back in that room there, you can, put yourself wherever you want to be, Zakrum. Back in the room, you seem to have impressed Mozam a great deal, and he is pretty keen on looking at the book that you've got here, and seems to consider it to be, quite the achievement.
Very valuable to me. Here, do you want to take a look? You might not be able to find something you're actually looking for, but the information's still there.
I will hand him my book to look through.
I'd be honored. He takes the book and kind of flips to a page, and he lands on a page that has to do with different herbalism recipes in it, and he kind of goes like, oh, it's very detailed, but the, is there a glossary? It seems
There
to be kind
was.
of, like, I'm not familiar with how this is organized.
Honestly, neither am I. The way the book works, if you look over here on the cover,
And I'll like kind of motion to look at the cover. There'll be like an empty socket there.
there's a socket right here for a magical gem that I would
Hmm.
hold there, and it would help me find any of the information I needed within the book. It was a gift from the cloisters back in Solstheim that I used to research in. But as I said, I'm looking for my apprentice. He had stolen the gem from me. And so I need to track him down, otherwise, well, it's really hit or miss if I find what I want in the book.
His eyes alight when you tell him this, and he goes, oh. Well, I hope that you find him, wherever he's gone.
Speaking of which, maybe you've heard of him. He's been traveling around a lot. The boy's name was Garen. He's like 6 feet tall, blonde.
I'd like you to roll a luck check. If you hit a 20 here, he will actually have pertinent info.
My God. It's not 20.
Okay.
13.
You know, just dropping a single name out of the thousands of people who live here, you know, he pauses for a second and thinks about it, and he goes, oh, sorry, I wish I could help, but
It's no big deal.
if he's a thief, I'd say to talk to the guard, right? Maybe they'll have him on record for something else.
It's a bit trickier than just being a thief. He's given into the ways of Jacob.
Hmm.
He's got that god's favor on him. It's been making tracking him down rather difficult.
It does seem troublesome. Well, I wish you all the best of luck on that.
Thank you.
Is that like the cue to leave?
He'll sit here and small talk with you guys if you want to be here instead of in the room with the bearhead.
EP
Yeah, dude,
adventure. DP adventures for not book-related activity. Goodbye. Good to meet you.
Yeah, it was good to meet you, BP. You know, stay safe out there.
I have 2 guns.
And I'll get up and leave.
I have 2 guns. I was born a month ago, and I have 2 guns. I'll be fine.
To be honest, I'm a little worried about letting him go on his own, so I think I'll be going with him. It was very nice talking to you, Mozam.
Mozam gives you like a tap on the shoulder and goes, yeah, it's probably for the best. It was a pleasure, Cade. Maybe I'll see you again sometime.
Alright, we'll be traveling all the way to Hillcrest if you have anybody you want to talk to.
He kind of gives you a smile and like a genuine wave when you go to get up and make sure that BP doesn't set everything on fire.
2 guns.
2 guns.
Shoot.
You said this window was also open? The one across?
Yeah, the other one across there is also open. I'd like you to roll luck, please.
Seven again.
You see what looks to be 2 people laying down on their benches there, using them as beds. They appear to be passed out, despite the fact that it is early morning.
Kate,
Yes.
should BP knock to wake up these people, or should BP continue?
You should continue. Don't wake them up. It's hard enough sleeping on a wooden bench, trust me.
If that was Goldstein, I would knock so hard.
Well, maybe we should go and check and see if he's asleep. I don't think he's left the room yet.
No, I'm gonna go meet more people.
Is it easy to travel to this one?
Yeah, you kind of have to step onto the connecting portion, which is like a... I don't actually know what they call that. Is it like a trestle or something? But anyway, I'll look that up later. You can just lean over, grab onto some of the railings there, and then pull yourself to the other side pretty easily. If it was in the middle of combat, it would be tricky, but if you have time to do it, it's not a problem.
shuffle
Oh.
my garbage body on top of it.
Nice.
We have the non-acrobatic retard robot who can't jump, and we have the old crippled man
Yeah.
trying to like shimmy their way over some rails.
I would say it's easy, but you make a mental note that under certain circumstances this would not be easy. So this is the layout of the one that you end up in over here.
Oh, big rooms.
And I'm gonna roll some luck for you. That room is closed,
Can I guidance the level?
closed, open, closed. So it's clear that all of these rooms are occupied, as you can hear like some very not quiet, but you know, like some light chatter from within them. But the only one that really seems to have its window open so you can see inside is this one right here.
Oh. Well, I'll knock on this first door.
I'm gonna
which
find
one?
the
This
dragon
one?
board eventually.
Yeah, that one with a.
Greeting.
The door opens, and you see what looks to be a...
An
You see
ogre.
what looks to be a bird that opens the door.
Is it an Aarakocra or Kenku?
It kind of swings open, and a creature that looks like a very sort of like large humanoid crow is standing there in front of you. As he looks up towards you there, he just goes, "Ruff!" It sounds exactly like a dog's bark.
Hello, my name is PP. Good to meet you.
And I'll hold out my gun
Alright.
for a handshake.
He
He's
holds
mimicked
out his
voice perfectly.
he holds out like his feathered hand and completely repeats back to you, like sounding almost identical. Nice to meet you, and kind of shakes your hand.
Are you?
Been
Are
a while
you?
since I've seen a Kenku.
Is this a robot bird?
No, BP, no. He's just really good at imitating voices.
You see that somebody steps up behind this creature here and comes up to the door, and you see what looks like a noblewoman who stands there in front of you. She's middle-aged and is wearing clothing that probably costs quite a bit, and she goes, "Oh, sorry, was there a problem?"
No. Greeting. My name is PP. I'm meeting more people.
It's a pleasure to meet you, BP. And,
Hold out gun.
Don't worry, he's
I'd like you to make a
harmless.
persuasion check, please.
Have a minus something to that. Woo! 14?
It's very nice to meet you. And she kind of gives your gun a shake there. She says,
Gets
"Now, if
some
there's
oil on her hand.
nothing important or pressing, I have some business to get back to."
Sorry. Have a good day.
She gives you a smile and closes the door.
I'm starting to slowly but surely picture BP as the little robots from Fallout 4 that just really sluggishly walk around telling everybody to have a good day.
I want to talk to that bird more. I like the bird.
Well, Kenku are difficult to speak with in certain cases, but yes, they're very interesting.
Do we peek into this window, this room? See what's going on there.
Sure. That's the only one that's currently open, and I'd like you to go ahead and roll a luck check for me.
Got this, Jacob.
I've got this.
Yeah, man. It's your turn. Statistically.
Statistically, it was bound to happen eventually.
Statistically.
We just like
Wasn't
throwing
one.
coins here.
As you look in there, you see what looks to be two people seated inside who are both wearing very sort of dark leather armor, and they have their hoods up, despite the fact that they're inside of a caravan. Both the window there on your side is open, and the windows to the outside, allowing a bit of a draft in. And it appears that the two of them are kind of keeping to themselves. One of them is flicking through a deck of cards on one side of the room, while the other one is currently going over a blade of theirs with like a short sword and running like a whetstone on it periodically.
See, Kate, now these guys look like fun.
And I'm gonna knock on their door.
One of the hoods kind of turns, and somebody comes up to the door and opens the thing up.
Greeting, I am BP.
What do you want?
To talk and socialize.
I don't talk much. And the door closes.
What the fuck?
That was rather rude.
After you say that, Cade, the window beside your head just kind of like closes.
Where's my thaumaturgy spell when I need it?
Kate, to the next
How to
one.
get kicked off the bus 101.
Now we're knocking on this door. I will socialize, goddammit.
As you knock on that door there, I'd like you to make a luck check.
Ah, 16.
What do you say?
Greeting.
There's heavy footsteps coming over towards the door. It's not like before. Whatever is approaching definitely has more weight to it than the other inhabitants or passengers. But when the door opens, you see what looks like a rather large white dragonborn standing on the other side. And he has on him a full set of plate armor, even though he's just inside of the room here.
Greeting, I am BP. Might I add, you look glorious.
He stares at you, and then kind of cocks an eyebrow and stares at you, Cade, and turns back, and he says, "What do you want?"
To socialize. Also, I have not met Dragon before.
Hasn't been alive particularly long and has really been curious about the other residents of the caravan. He's a curious one.
Do you hunt by chance?
I am sorry. And he closes the door on you.
Come on.
You hear him walk back, and there's some chatter from within the room, and it's in Draconic.
I still have comprehend languages going on, maybe, possibly?
How long does it
Has it been
last?
an
An hour?
An hour.
I'd say this is just on the tail end. Right before it wears off, you hear he speaks with another Dragonborn, presumably, or somebody who speaks in Draconic, and says, was it? Somebody says, pestering, nothing else.
Rude!
Kate, I don't have. I feel like this last door will be the same, but I am a hopeful man.
Go for it, BP. There's nothing wrong with being a little curious.
Greeting. Kate, was the inflection good?
Yes, if that's what you were trying to do.
Roll luck, please.
Statistically speaking.
Hey! Not bad.
Not as good as the 16, though.
The room door opens up after a few footfalls come into your towards your direction there, and you see what looks to be a man wearing merchant's clothes from this room here. He has kind of like gold chains here and there, and numerous pockets and whatnot, and he practically jingles as he comes over towards the door and opens the thing up. He looks towards you and goes,
Greeting.
Oh, it's another Goldstein.
Greeting. I am DP. Good to meet you. Please do not hate.
BP. It's good to meet you. My name is Chaffoth.
Chaffoth. How do you do?
I'm doing very well. Have you come to buy some of my wares?
To be honest, no. But I will look, because this is new.
He's wanting to socialize. He's never been on a caravan before.
Wait. I have no money, but would you like to buy salt?
I knew this was gonna happen.
I...
Oh! You're a bit of a merchant yourself, are you? And he kind of like knocks his knuckles on the tin can that is your body.
No.
Oh, well, you offered the salt thing, so I thought...
I
I'll
can
be
sell
right
salt.
back, BP. Take care of yourself. I'll put my hand on his shoulder and cast guidance on him. So on be with you. And I'm gonna go get Goldstein.
Would you like to buy this salt for 51 gold?
You just open up the compartment.
Yeah.
An errant fly escapes, but Chaffoth doesn't seem to care. He kind of like leans for it and goes, "May I?"
Go ahead. It's just salt.
He just grabs like a small pinch and tastes it and he goes, "I'd like you to roll another luck check."
Authentic wind ray salt.
I don't know where you get salt in the winter.
Oh no.
Seems like okay stuff. I'll pay you 45.
51.
46.
51.
God, were you born yesterday? Look, I can't...
Well, like a month and a half ago.
Okay, well, you might as well come on in and have a seat with me while we talk business.
Oh, how about bartering for your item?
Oh, a trade? Yes, see... Born a month ago. Good joke. Here, let's talk.
Heck yeah, BP goes on adventures.
We're going on a time limit to see how long it takes me to get Goldstein.
And that's when Wally lost all the group's money. The end.
Well,
Oh, also, while
So,
you're looking...
When does Draken get to me?
See you in a moment here.
While you're looking in my chest, would you like an ant keg antler? Authentic and killed like 2 days ago.
He kind of squints for a second and goes, "Oh, trophies. No, I don't do a lot of that. Well, unless I got a client who's looking for that kind of thing. But no, I'm fine. So, you see that the room, despite being fairly large and easily accommodating of, a group like that you're traveling with, is completely empty, save for Chaffoth and all of his goods. There's little chests here and there and bags of this and that. You can see everything from produce to weapons and armor. It's like a small general shop that's been kind of packed into here. He goes, "So, that bag of salt, what are you looking to trade it for?"
Do you have anything?
remember, you have that one guy that's wrong.
Cade,
Well,
I
I
need you
have
to
to
make an
say you.
athletics check for me, please. And do it at disadvantage,
yes.
given that your leg is fucked up.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
no.
my
Statistically speaking. Alright, so you chuggle along.
Should we roll initiative every time?
So in the room, what do you tell him that you're looking for?
Do you have anything pertaining to hunting? Because I hunt.
Ooh. I have some very good selection of bows, and I've got crossbows as well.
Nah. Bows are stupid.
I see you're a
I have two guns.
aficionado
Yes,
of firearms there.
2 guns. My arm is gone.
No kidding.
My head is.
He kind of like leans in and looks at it. Will you hold it out for him?
Yes. Freshly lubed.
How much for the arm?
Please, no. That would hurt.
Oh, so it's not for sale?
No, it is my arm.
What about for 51?
The soul?
No, the arm.
No. That is my arm. Please do not take it.
Okay. Let me see if maybe I've got some gun-related stuff laying about.
Preferably, like... got, like, bullets that explode. That would be nice.
Not exactly, but I've got a few extra cartridges laying around, I think. Maybe you'd be willing to trade that for 45 bullets.
That's actually a good deal. Hold on.
BP is loading.
Loading.
Would you like to play on a game?
45 bullets equals... I mean, that's like... It's like... It's not...
No, I would like 51 gold.
Ooh, how about this? I have a few special shots here you might want.
Yes,
This... Fuck.
this is the good stuff.
He pulls out a small pouch here and retrieves from them 3 shots, and you can see that these are quite shiny compared to the cartridges you normally see, and they appear to have been made with like some metals that you're not really familiar with. And Table Talk, he describes to you that these bullets have an increased crit range and will crit on a 19 to a 20. He offers you the 3 of them for your bag of salt.
Oh, baby.
As you're looking them over, you can see, like, whoever has made these has invested, like, days and days, like, you know, of time into honing these into being perfect in every way.
Do you know the metal of these bullets?
Oh, not exactly. I think it's it's like a trade secret, right? I'd love to know, but they're not going to tell me.
Oh, so, wait. Where'd you buy them?
Well, I can't tell you that now. Merchant's got to have some secrets. What do you
Makes
say?
sense.
3 of those for the bag of salt.
Do I get to go yet?
I'd say at this point,
Crazy.
yes. Roll another
I'm gonna
check.
cast
with
Long
this.
Strider on myself.
Okay.
Does that balance out my limp?
I'd say you're now rolling without disadvantage.
Ah, sick.
You're standing here outside there looking at like the connective piece between the two, like trying to get across.
See. Wait, Opa. This is a group. This is a group bag of salt. But that's a good ass deal.
Now, come on, what? 3 of these, 5 gold. Take it or leave it. It's my final offer.
3 of those and 5 gold.
And 5 gold.
So tempting.
Hell. I think. How much do you think 1 bullet would cost?
Oh, could easily sell for about 20 gold each.
Can I insight check that?
Yes.
You have guidance. You haven't used it yet.
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Ooh. 17. 19.
You think he's playing it up a little bit? These are definitely not worth 20 gold each. However, you don't know what the exact going rate would be for them. All you really know is that he's kind of bluffing.
Merchant man, please tell me the truth.
Okay. That's still a really good deal for this salt. Maybe not 20 each. Maybe it's more like 15.
15 and 5 equals.
45.
No,
50?
15,
Oh,
15,
it's 50.
15, and 5.
Ooh.
So you just need to ask
Break
for
even.
one more goal.
Alright, how about 3 bullets and 6 gold?
Deal.
Oh no, oh, we're losing so much money.
Draken, I'd like you to go ahead and make for me another roll.
I'm gonna cast jump on myself.
Leap over the thing and kill yourself.
I'm casting jump on myself if we're going. What do I roll?
Go for it.
Just regular?
Mhm.
Yeah. We'll see what's happening. It's an 11.
With
With
ease,
jump.
you leap and land on the other side and get into here.
Goldstein!
Goldstein, you hear your name from out in the hallway.
I will, annoyed, close my book, and then realize he said Goldstein, and look very, very worried, and beat my head up.
That's my actual name.
Wait. What? What? What's wrong?
BP has found a merchant!
Okay.
I think for the sake of your profit, you might want to go intervene. I need to sit down, though.
What do you... Oh,
I'm not gonna give him any more
Okay.
information. I'm gonna walk to this cart with Mozam and sit down next to him.
very
Okay.
confused, begin walking this way.
Kate just like goes into a random room, and the guy in there apparently is like, "Oh, Kate, yeah, have a seat." So you two sitting there, and Mozam actually pulls out like another little pamphlet here, because books are pretty expensive, and so this thing made of a few sheets of paper is like a bit more affordable, and kind of shows you some other reading he's been doing. And Gideon, you go back off. While you're getting over here, BP, you guys shake hands, exchange goods, so you are now down a bag of salt,
Yeah.
and you have gained 3 keen bullets and 6 gold.
I'll walk out.
Alright, see you later. Door closes behind you.
Oh, Goldstein, I just made a deal.
Yeah? What?
Alright, so
What was the deal?
bag of salt is gone.
Excuse me?
Bag of salt, gold's gone. But here's your 6 gold, and I think you can make a profit.
And I'll
Wait.
hand him
Did you just sell the bag of salt for 6 gold?
Not just 6 gold. Just See,
Can I insight check him?
close your eyes.
No.
Hold on.
Give me.
Come on.
What did you just fucking buy?
Come on, make it a surprise.
No! You just fucking sold the bag of salt! Give me the fucking.
For a good price.
How much?
6 gold and
and I'll like,
but 3 bullets.
and I'll hand you the 3 bullets.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. You all fucked up now.
I just look at the 3 bullets.
Oh, they look really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you could make a deal.
Am I gonna need to appraise them to know that they're only 10 gold each?
You can give them a look.
Tune in
and-
next week to deal or no deal.
What do you know of firearms?
Not much.
Okay, make like a history check or investigation. Your call.
History investigation.
That doesn't look
and
good.
then this is appraising, right?
Yep.
11.
You crunch the numbers in your head, try and think about related items. At the end of the day, you're not actually sure exactly what these are, first of all, as they look rather nice, but they're just regular cartridges, which are worth like 1 gold. And by the end of it, you can't tell whether or not BP has come away purchasing something here that is potentially, quite valuable, or if he's just lost about 40 gold.
See, that merchant was trying to pull my leg. He said they were.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna fucking walk past him and fucking slam the door open.
That's very rude, Gold.
Oh, hold your horses! Somebody comes over to the door and opens it up, and you see a merchant from the other side, and he goes, "Oh, hey!
Where
BP,
where
is
is
this
my
a friend of yours?"
Where is my salt?
It's over there in the corner. Well, it's your salt. I don't know about that.
See, we struck a deal. Hi, Opath.
That.
He nods.
All right, sir. This, I will point to BP, is not a merchant, nor did he own that bag of salt. That was not his to trade, and this deal is absolutely forfeit because he has no authority over my property.
When you
And I
say
won't
that, his
hand it-
demeanor changes completely, and he stands and kind of like writes out his shoulders, and he goes, "Excuse me? Forfeit?"
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
BP has no authority over this property. It was not his to trade
And why did he have it on him?
because he was holding it as he is hired as a guard, not as a merchant. And I'll look over at BP at him.
If
It
you
was a
could
good
get
deal.
some authorities to
Give him a
prove
fucking stare of death.
that he stole it from you or something like that, then maybe we can talk. But we have finished a deal, and I have given him a very fair trade for the salt, and it is concluded. So
fair
good day,
trade?
sir. And he closes the door.
I will stick my fucking my foot into the door.
Oh, minor
like
injury
the
incoming.
doorway.
Make a dexterity check, please.
Oh, he's good at these.
Kick the shit out of that door.
5.
Well, he rolled a 3, so you do actually stop him. He goes, "Really, sir?"
Sir, this trade, quote, air quote, trade, should not have happened, and I'm sorry that my friend here has deceived you, but this trade is forfeit and has no actual merit.
I think it was a good deal.
It
Shut
was
up,
a
BP.
good deal.
It was.
Thanks,
You
Opal.
might have just ruined this. Now, sir, I will gladly return these items to you, and we can exchange the items back. I will take my salt, and you can take your bullets and 6 gold, and we can be on our way.
How about this? We're both merchants, or so you claim. I will make you a counter offer. how about you remove your foot from this door, or I'll call the guards.
That's a pretty good deal. You should take that.
How about I call the guards and tell them that you just fucking made this deal without my authority?
That's not a good deal. Shouldn't do that.
He looks at you and says, "No, it sounds good. Yeah, go call the guard."
Goldstein, please don't.
I'm gonna walk away.
I'm just fucking
I'm picturing like a little squeaky wheel sound as you just slowly kind of go down the hall.
BP, what the fuck?
It was a good deal.
Did you walk
No,
away from
it
the
was
door?
not.
The door closes behind
Yeah,
you.
I'm walking away from the fucking door.
It was a good deal.
What the fuck?
You were gonna lose money on that salt. I made a good deal.
No, you lost money in the salt.
You would only make money on the salt in Yule.
You have no fucking clue about anything relating to trades and like.
You said.
Oh
you
my
would only
fucking
make
god,
salt in
BP.
Yule.
You guys hear
Don't-
what sounds like a dog barking from beyond one of the rooms over here. And Gideon, it seems that you must have upset somebody's like pet hound. Like, "Ruff, ruff, ruff."
That's a good crow.
Oh my fucking god, BP.
As a gun connoisseur, you could sell those
I
bullets
don't
for a
fucking
good
care.
amount of gold.
No. I'm at a loss for words, and I walk back to the room. I am absolutely fucking furious right now, and I absolutely cannot believe that just fucking happened.
Good deal.
Who has the bullets, by the way?
He does.
I do.
Okay. He's just slow walking. Do-do-do.
I'm gonna stay in here for a bit.
Oh, hey, BP.
How'd the deal go?
Hi.
I was just
Hi.
telling Mozam about it.
Hi, Bozam. He was not happy about the deal. I think it's a good deal.
Eventually, nightfall comes. And when it does, the caravan stops for a brief moment, and the guards set up small camps here and there. It appears that one of the rooms is filled mostly with supplies, and that quickly turns into different tents, and soon campfires are set up and whatnot, and people get out to, kind of use the forest as a bathroom, and there's a little bit of hunting that also goes on, and people stretch their legs, that kind of thing.
Can I too go join the hunting party?
Can you do
What's up?
something about the bear skull?
What the what?
The
Can you
rotting
do
bear
something
skull
about
back
this
in the room.
bear's head while you're out there. Or get Zach a room to clean it or something. It's starting to smell awful.
Yeah, I'll go fetch my bear skull.
Now, all of the different groups are on display here, and Table Talk, you guys have met pretty much all of them. The main stuff that you notice, which is different, is you see the other Dragonborn, who is a white Dragonborn as well, who is very well armed, much like the other one. And you see the total number of halflings from the room next to you, which numbers at about 18.
Holy fuck, that's a lot.
The Queen chose.
Yep. Yeah, there's one part during the caravan ride where things stop, right? A guardsman calls out and goes, "Setting up for camp," and everybody seems to know what that means. Doors open, things like that. Some of them kind of actually stay closed, or people step out but then quickly go back to the room, like the two that kind of like to keep to themselves over here. They don't really spend much time outside, just kind of get out, have a smoke, and go back in. And
Is that the Dragonborn?
the Dragonborn do step out, and you see that they find a seat at their own kind of campfire there, sort of on the outskirt of the group.
Well, when you're asking me what I want to do, I want to go over there.
Hell yeah. Okay, so you go to speak with the Dragonborn. Yes, I'm gonna make a couple of tokens here. So these guys will be seated by their own little campfire. Now, right before we get to that conversation, I do want to conclude something with the rest of the group. Gideon, what do you do for the evening here? Likewise,
I don't fucking know.
you don't know.
I'm absolutely furious. I pace around the fucking room, absolutely fucking furious.
Okay.
And that's what I do for the rest of the day.
Okay, you wander back and forth in the room, and in the other room, BP and Cade, when the call comes out to stop things, you hear, Mozan looks to you guys and goes, "Oh, good, I could use a little bit of a walk. You guys want to get out there?"
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Though I don't know if I'll be able to join you on the walk with these legs.
No.
Do I notice where they're going to? I want to go to not where they're hunting. Like the other group's parties. Like some guards are going on a hunt for some things. I want to go opposite direction.
The guards will inform you that if you are not back by the time that they start up in the morning, which is at about like 4 or 5 a.m., they will leave you, regardless of what you've paid. So you have to be back. But they won't stop you from leaving the group. You're free to wander around any direction.
I understand. Thank you, Mr. Guard.
And with that, you go off, while Cade and Mozan, you guys... Are you going to go with them?
No, well, no.
No, okay.
We're gonna hope this all works out in the end.
Okay. Back over here, Zakarum, you see the two Dragonborn seated there by the fire. They're both white Dragonborn, though one of them has like very kind of sort of sharp scales that seem to point off, almost like thorns, while the other one is more like smooth scaled and is a little bit shorter. And the two of them are seated there and aren't really saying anything by the fire.
Alright, I'll approach them. And hold on, table talk. How did y'all's discussion with these guys go earlier? I wasn't exactly tuning in. It didn't go.
We said hi. They said okay, and then they shut the door.
Okay, good to know.
You can see one of them is bare-chested and is otherwise wearing like little bits of what looks to be like hide armor, and that's the one that's got the very like spiky skin. And the other one seems to be wearing a full set of plate armor, which you know is like worth thousands of dollars. Like that's this guy's got some money if he's got that.
Want. All right, I will approach. Are they seated at the campfire? Are they standing? They're not talking.
Yeah, they're both seated there, just kind of looking into the fire. You can see that they're they have sticks that they're holding onto that are cooking some kind of like small rodent type thing on the end.
All right. Well, I will kind of drop my trident into like a low guard position with the tips of the trident kind of grazing the grass or the ground, and walk up to them and get about 10 feet away and call out in Draconic. Good evening, Bright Scales.
One of them looks over, and they both kind of look at each other, and one says to the other in Draconic, "Trident, come join us, friend."
I make my way over to the fire.
When you sit down, the two kind of look at you and give you just sort of like a solemn nod almost. One of them says, "What brings you out here, or far away from the oceans?"
Conversing purely in Draconic at this point.
They seem to speak in their tongue too the whole time.
Yeah. I'll tell them, my name is Zakarum, friends. I was banished from the, oh boy. I was banished from my home underneath the Drake Spirit Stormwall. I have been traveling above ground ever since. Most recently, I have come to work for the Goldstein Mercantile Company as a sort of bodyguard. I'm a fighter by trade.
Their demeanor seems to change a little bit when you tell them this, and you can tell without need of an insight check, as they don't really make attempts to conceal it, that they're kind of put off by whatever it is that you've just told them. But regardless, they introduce themselves as well. One of them says, "My name is Jarkris. This is my brother, Ravor." And you can see that Jarkris is the one wearing the plate armor, and his brother, who seems to be kind of younger than him, is the one in the hide armor.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance this evening. Since I was a young boy, I read up on the Dragonborn in my home, and I've always wanted to meet one in person. I am not unimpressed.
He nods to you, and he says, "So what is it you were exiled for?"
Well, being a fighter, I prize my fighting talent above all else. Once, a few years ago now, some elementals came and the village went to do battle. When I realized that we were losing, I fled, fearing for my life. In Triton culture, this is very frowned upon. It is the utmost honor to give your life dying to protect the realm. As such, I was sentenced to walk the surface world, and should I prove to remain alive for 100 years, I will be able to return to my people and take the great plunge.
Tritons don't live that long.
No. It will be the end of my life by the time I return.
He turns over towards his younger brother there, who doesn't seem to do much talking, and says, "A suitable punishment." And then he just kind of turns back to you.
Indeed, a very fair punishment. If nothing else, the Triton people are very fair.
Our culture, to turn away would also result in exile or death.
I am lucky to have not been born a Dragonborn then, eh? Tell me though, friends, what brings you out into the land of the humans?
Pray. We're hunting somebody.
Ah, interesting. I was once recently hunting a man too. A tiefling.
How did that go?
There were some complications after the initial pursuit was, now that I think about it, perhaps a little too easy. In the resulting aftermath, though, we have lost our prey and hope to pick up the trail again in Hillcrest.
I wish you good luck. Tieflings are demon scum and should be put down. I
Yeesh.
can't say I disagree with you. Tell me though, friends, what is it that you hunt in Hillcrest?
Escaped convict.
One of your own?
Yes, it's important that we get him
Hmm.
before he causes problems for others.
A dangerous man, then, I take it.
Yes, sorcerer.
Oh, a sorcerer. Perhaps Zakarum may be of use to you during your hunt. I have trained my whole life to fight the magical scum.
Have you heard of Kalujan?
Have I heard of Kalujan?
Roll a d20, please.
You
Get a
know,
20.
statistically speaking,
No!
a 14.
You've never heard of this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Ooh, what a thunk.
No, friend. Jarkrist, I have not heard of. Kalujan.
If you see him, kill him.
What does this Kalujan look like?
Red scale. About the size of me.
Okay, yes. You believe him to be in Hillcrest?
Sources believe so. But we have been to many cities, and they have not turned up much. We'll know
see.
if it is him for certain. He keeps a special marking. It is hidden until he dies, but it can be found. It looks much like this. And he shows you, like drawn into the dirt, the Great Soul symbol, and then points to the back of his neck.
Oh. So I'm familiar with that symbol then?
Yeah, you have one.
Oh.
Though whether or not you want to show that or not is up to you.
Yeah. I've seen this symbol before. Is it all people who bear this mark that you are after, or just this one?
The elders frown upon the Great Souls most of the time, but no, just this one is guilty of killing many. Should be brought in for his crimes, but he has escaped teleportation, we believe. Likely why it's so tough to find him.
Yes, pursuing a mage of that caliber is extremely difficult.
Again, if you see him, red scales, the mark, sometimes hidden, but it will show if you kill them.
Is there any more information that you can give me? I don't want to just go around killing a red dragonborn until I find, this man.
Me and my brother have seen him, know exactly what he looks like. Would be tough to describe. But if you do kill him, you can bring his corpse back to Kinth. Any of the plateaus will pay well, especially Kyrod.
Can you show me where Kent is on the map?
Sure, it is. Right here. So this jungle is known more or less as Kinth. Sometimes the jungle is referred to as
yes.
the Vicious, but yeah, the central area is all Kinth. It says that, in Kryn, you can get an incredibly good price for his corpse.
So these three settlements are Dragonborn, and then everything up here is Dwarf.
Okay. Price on the man's head. It makes sense. Tell me though, is perhaps just the head okay?
Yes.
A dragonborn body is a little heavy.
Keep his neck as well. The mark will be important.
The mark, yes. And I understand. I will be sure to be on the lookout for this man in the future.
You may be able to purchase or respect back from the Tritons. The Dragonborn learn of them at an early age in their fight against the evil forces. It is good work. Regrettable that you fled, but maybe this would purchase you a way back.
Perhaps it would.
Alujan is certainly evil.
How likely would it be that with whatever token I get from the Dragonborn, would it be that I could? What would the likelihood be of that token allowing me to traverse freely back to the depths?
Well, traversing back to the depths, there's no such thing as really traversing freely. And as far as offering to head up to kind of get back into your village and return back home, you're probably going to need some kind of proof. So you'll need something to detail who Kalujan is, unless they've heard of him already.
Well, I am currently in the service of another, but I will certainly make this one of my top priorities, as returning to my family and my people is amongst one of the great missions I have embarked on in my life now.
Are you, like, getting up to leave the group?
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like they want to say more, does it?
Yeah. He will get up and go to shake your hand if you're going to leave.
Yeah, I'll give him the old warrior salute.
He says to you, "Find your redemption during exile. Good luck, Triton."
Many blessings on you, Shiny Scales.
He gives
Make
you a
sure
nod.
to give your brother here an extra portion. It looks like he needs it. And I'll slap him on the back and walk away.
He smiles. Now, meanwhile, somewhere out in the middle of the forest,
Yeah.
BP, you're wandering off. As far as things go for Kate, I assume that you're, kind of chit-chatting with Mozam there. And Gideon, you're mad in the room. If any of you guys have anything to interject with, just mention it. But BP, you go wandering out into the forest and go looking for stuff. And I would like you to roll for me a perception check as you do so.
Sorry, my are caught doing it. Perception? 14. Well, if it's in the forest... Hold on, do I get anything? Make it... I'm more stealthy if that matters.
Oh, sure. Roll stealth. Offset by your broke-ass legs.
15. Wait, no. Yeah, like a 60.
You go wandering off into the forest, and keeping quiet, you look around here and there, and eventually you manage to find something. Further up ahead, giving itself away due to the glow that seems to come off of it, there's some kind of creature. And it's off in a clearing and appears to be eating. You're familiar with its the sort of position of its body, sort of on all fours, mouth over some kind of corpse, and gnashing away at it. But what's strange about the beast is that it has flames that lick up from its back and kind of waft around in the evening air. You can see that its skin looks like a sort of shiny, leathery type thing, and it has an almost purplish-bluish tinge to it.
The fuck?
It is smaller than the bear, though considerably more alien. It continues to
Does
eat
it have
away.
a wolf-like body?
No, it's more, almost feline.
Oh,
Like more
okay.
like lithe and sort
Like
of pulled out.
cougar-ish?
Yeah. Though the legs and arms are kind of splayed out more and are longer.
Since it's like licking with fire, I can like observe it pretty decently.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a combination of like a toad and a large cat. And it
What
has
the fuck?
flames from its back and sort of like purplish bluish skin.
What an interesting creature.
While you're
It seems
there
to-
in the corner and watching this thing, what do you want to do?
Well, I would like to just remain as still as possible. I guess have a gun pointed, trailed on it.
Sure.
I'd like to observe this thing for long as possible. Look around, seeing if there's more to a pack or if there's any other creatures around.
Make another perception check.
14.
You spot a second one as it makes its way around the bend of like a large tree in the distance, and the flames that come off of it seem to warble about as it moves, and it comes up and heads over towards the one that's currently feeding. And when it does, the one that's feeding turns towards it and lets out a growl, and the two of them square off.
Oh, fuck yeah. Can I watch this?
Sure.
I'll watch this as long as possible, not moving. I don't want to check any tension.
Okay. The two of them seem to kind of maintain a certain distance from one another. And as one of them approaches, the other one positions its body always in front of the kill that it has. So when one turns around the corner, it kind of moves to put itself in front of the body once again.
Do I see anything about what it's killed?
Ah, yes. You see that what it's killed is... Let's see here. How lucky was this guy? It's pretty lucky. It looks very much like the large bear that you guys had killed the other day.
Oh, okay. And for another thing, are there flames immolating the grass around them, or?
No, just coming off of their backs.
Okay.
The two of them square off for a bit, and then at some point, the one that has approached here makes a lunge towards the one by the food, and gets swatted by it in a sort of lightning-fast fashion, and the two of them kind of fall onto each other, grappling and rolling about in the dirt and the grass. And it leaves little patches of flame that burn for a few seconds and then slowly go out as the two of them roll around. Eventually, it's kind of tough to see who's winning in the middle of the night here, as two creatures with torches taped to their back roll around and attempt to kill each other. And then at some point, you hear like a death-curdling screech and see a whole bunch of ravens kind of fly off from a distant tree, as one of them holds in its mouth what looks to be like the arm of the other one, and it just spits it out onto the ground and then repeatedly headbutts the creature that's lost its arm until it stops moving. A flame goes out.
Does the one that's alive look damaged?
The one that's alive doesn't seem to be too badly hurt. It might be, but you can't really tell from over here if it's just tired or if it's actually wounded, given how far away you are. But you do notice something. After it kills this creature here, it starts to eat it instead, and while it's eating it, its body seems to change color.
You
watch as the sort of purplish and bluish tinge of its skin starts to go more reddish and purple.
It's evolving.
That's fucking crazy. It's hold on. Could you repeat that? Could you repeat that? It went from a blue to a red?
From a blue purple to a red purple.
How far away am I?
You are probably about 150 to 200 feet away from it. It's a fairly large clearing.
Yeah. 150 to 200 feet. Is there any cover between me and it?
Yeah, there's trees and bushes here where the forest is, but in the clearing itself, it's just like an open field. And you don't know if it got its kill there or dragged it there for its own purposes or what, but...
Huh. Is the color like smooth across its body?
At first it's not, kind of like paint running down the surface, but eventually, the whole thing turns to the reddish purple.
Were they both bluish purple at the beginning of the fight?
Mm-hmm.
That's super fucking interesting. I'll just watch it. I won't
It seems
Yep.
to eat for a while, and eventually, when it's finished eating this thing up here, crushing both like meat, muscle, and bone under its heavy jaw here, it turns, and you see that its face goes from this feline toad-like thing to kind of changing almost, like it elongates a bit, and you realize that its form has kind of changed to some degree. Having eaten up this creature here, it eventually turns and runs off into the wilderness.
How fast did it run? Decent? Like
Probably
how many
Probably
seconds
as
did it take
fast
to
as, like,
pass the clear?
a galloping horse.
Okay. I'll return to camp.
Okay. You get back to camp and find that Draken and Mozam are having a chit-chat. Zakarum, where would you go? Oh. Zakarum fell over.
Oh, sorry, what's up?
Where are you going when you finish that conversation?
Nowhere in particular, I guess. Kind of wandering about.
Okay, so you're just wandering around. BP, when you return, you see, Cade and Mozam talking. Zakarum is kind of wandering, just getting a walk in the nighttime air. And Gideon is nowhere to be found.
Oh. If I see BP, I'll go and retrieve my bear skull and bring it over to my Dragonborn friends and see if they know how I can clean it up to make it a presentable trophy.
The skull was in the room.
The skull's in the
sure.
room. You had left
Well, that's
it
what
there.
BP tells me. Oh, that's where I left it? Well, it was in BP's
BP had
chest.
left it there.
Okay.
So
yeah,
when you
yeah.
go to BP, he'll tell you that it's in the room. Would you tell him anything else there, BP? Like, how would you say it when Zakarum comes up and asks you where the bear skull is? Or if you still have it, rather.
Skull's in the room. Also, have you met a hunter?
No?
Okay.
And then I'll go off.
Okay. I'll go get the skull.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody here that would know. Maybe I'll go up to one of the rando guards.
Sure. The door opens up, and you find inside a very grumpy-looking Gideon, and the skull kind of rotting there on the other bench. Do you say anything, Gideon, as the door opens and Zakarum steps in?
I kind of just continue, kind of like walking around, kind of tapping, very annoyed,
Okay.
aggravated.
I've seen his parents do this many times. I get the skull as fast as I can move and leave.
like father, like son. Okay, goodbye.
Yep.
Nod of respect as he leaves.
Okay. You grab that, go out, and head over towards the Dragonborn there. As far as the guards, BP, you see that they're just kind of, forming a perimeter, walking here and there, and keeping an eye out. They all have torches or lanterns in hand and are keeping a solid vigil so that everyone might be safe.
I guess one of the guards on the side that was with the hunting party.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna roll to see if they're successful. Yeah, you see that they come back, and one of them has a deer carcass that seems to have already been sort of like drawn and quartered, and they brought it back, and field dressed would be the term. They brought it back and are setting it up, getting ready to cook it.
When I guess one of them is in the process of doing that. When it's all finished and stuff, and they're just waiting.
Sure. What do you want to say to him?
Greetings.
The guy gives you a look and says greetings.
You were a guard on the hunting team, correct?
Yeah, we got lucky. Managed to find a stag out there.
I, too, hunt, but I tried the other direction. Have you hunted here? Many times.
Yes, many times. Grew up in Hillcrest, actually. This is a bit far out, but Forest is the same.
Oh, maybe we talk more about Hillcrest later, but do you know of a toad/cougar looking beast? It was blue and purple. In the fields to the south, or wherever direction.
As you're describing this, he looks like he's thinking about it, and then at some point something clicks in his head, and an extreme look of worry falls over him. And you see that this look of worry has also fallen onto another guard nearby, and he kind of looks at him as well, and he turns back to you and he says, What direction? South?
To the south, flames licking its back. There were two, but one died.
The two look at each other and share a nod, and they leave the deer here, just like half ready to be thrown over the fire, and quickly go towards the other guards. And one of them just says "thank you," and then turns to go.
Wait.
What?
What? I was just hunting. What is the creature?
Chaos spawn.
Oh,
Wait, was I in the? I was in the room when that. Oh God.
They go
I
running
see.
off to alert the guard, and as they go from one to the other, everybody seems to go onto high alert, and they begin calling people back. And you watch as, like, the noble one from before, she leaves the little campfire out there and is sent back to the room. The two people who are sitting in there are alerted as guards go up and down. Somebody knocks on the door, Gideon, and you see a guard there who actually just calls into the room and says, "Stay inside."
Is something the problem?
Might have some trouble on the road. Just stay inside your rooms and everything should be fine.
Will
And-
do, thank you.
You hear him walking down the hallway, and he does this to the rest of the doors as well. And soon you hear a billion tiny feet as a gang of halflings make their way back to their room. And
Go ahead.
Zachariah, you would have had the head by now, and kind of retconning, going back a little bit before all this alert, you would have made it towards the Dragonborn, and they would have welcomed you to come sit back down.
Alright, yeah, just, plop the bear head down and say, I took this trophy earlier today, and I was wondering if perhaps, you could help give me some tips on how to clean it up a little bit, make it, wearable would be preferred, but subsiding that, just more presentable to the average person.
I've seen creatures like this one out here. He kind of turns the thing over, and you see he kind of points with one of his gauntleted hands at the sort of lower portion of the skull. He goes, "I want to make a hole here. Pull out the brain matter, otherwise it will rot, and try and cook off the rest."
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. That is good. That is very good.
After that, you see the guards noticeably get kind of whipped up into action, and at one point one of them runs up to you guys and goes, "Possible trouble on the road. If you could return to your rooms, please."
Did somebody say trouble?
Jarkris
Up in
looks
the sky, sees
over
the trident symbol in the clouds.
and he says, "What kind of trouble?" And the guard turns and says, "Might be some beasts within the area. Should be fine though. Just return to your rooms." And then he kind of steps off to the next group and starts corralling a bunch of halflings. Now, while this is happening, BP, you wanted to do something.
We all returned to our room, correct?
Sure, you want to go back to your
maybe.
room?
I guess Draken and Goldstein.
Would you guys do so?
I would return to my room, yeah.
Okay.
Wish Amazon a good night.
Mozam would, he'd be like, "All right, well, stay safe, Cade. I don't want to cause any trouble with the guard. I'm going to go back to the room. But, we should chat tomorrow."
I look forward to it.
Yeah, goes back and sits back in his room. You return to find a rather grumpy-looking Gideon, for whatever reason. And
Oh, it smells awful in here. Did we do
Zachariah.
something about the skull?
what do
How
you want
have
to
you
do?
been sitting in here this entire time? It smells like death.
Zachariah took it.
Draken.
You return.
Hey.
It seems that Zachroom is the only one of your group that has not quite come back yet, but there's still people who are being corralled into their rooms and stuff, so maybe he's on his way.
Of what nature were the beasts you slayed when you were not old?
Oh, well,
When
we
we were-
handled a lot of things. Wild
when
men
we were
were
talking-
certainly.
yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm assuming since we went on like a demon hunt for demon servant of Gorkon, like I would assume at some point came across various things relating to Gorkon.
Yes, yeah, you would have seen those at some point, though, depending on what the question is here, you may or may not have the info. But
Suppose it depends.
you're not unfamiliar with those, with wild men.
Well, what did you want to know more specifically? It's been a long time, and there's a lot of things that happened back then.
Keep voices down. I tried to hunt to the south, but came across a toad cougar with fire on its back. Does this ring any bells?
Does this ring any bells?
Roll history.
Can I roll history as
Statistically
well?
speaking.
You could roll nature.
19.
Oh,
Can I use that as a book check? And it like can it just be like a combination of both?
Let's see here.
Oh, I know fuck all.
You would remember back during that time that the wild men would be common peons used against you on your hunt for this demon. However, there are some that certainly rise above the ranks of peon, and the more sort of strange and mutated they are, the more powerful the wild men become.
It's aspiring champion.
It sounds like you've encountered a real troublesome one. They didn't even look like people anymore, you say? They just looked like cats
I-
/ toads?
I thought it was a beast I would hunt, but I stayed back.
And something about one eating the other and changing
It-
one. That's troubling.
It ate another of its kind. Looked exactly like it. Oh, it was eating a bear earlier. But you know, the fight.
Well, I hope we do move soon. I'm not quite equipped to handle them. Those monsters are not something to trifle with lightly.
Ooh, do you think it would have killed me?
Do I think it would have killed him?
From his description, yeah, probably.
Yes, BP. If you see another one of those, run, or at least try not to be noticed.
Interesting.
Now, back at the campfire here, you've been advised to go. You can see that your two Dragonborn friends stand up, and they kind of look off into the dark forest there. What do you want to do, Zachariah?
I'll turn to Jarkris and Ravor and say, trouble afoot, eh? Perhaps a side hunt is in order tonight.
Depends on the kind of trouble.
Well, I doubt a couple of common bandits would have set the guards on such a worried pace.
No, it would. They were
Oh.
like this before. Small group of guards. It seems they have one tactic, and one tactic only.
Wait, let me guess. Run?
No, full alert. I have
Oh.
not seen any guards flee, though the travel here has only had a few highwaymen.
Hmm.
They do seem worried, however. You might be correct.
I'll probably end up riding on top of my carriage so as to enter the fray easier. It would be a great pleasure and honor of mine to stand side by side with a pair of Dragonborn such as yourselves in honorable combat.
I'd like you to make a persuasion check.
Gargle his balls too while you're at
And
it.
since you're a
Yeah,
Triton,
look
you
who's
can roll with advantage.
Triton Dragonborn homies.
Yeah, they're
riding down,
extremely
nigga.
racist. And you-
That's a 17 plus 1, I think. That's an 18.
okay. You see that Jarkris looks to you and he nods. He says, "Very well, move with us then." And
Alright, I will run back and throw the bear head up on top of the carriage and hope that it lands somewhere secure. And then roll with the homies.
you can see.
Actually,
Oh, okay, so yeah, you go back to do that. When you guys see Zakarum return to you, do you guys say anything?
Where are you going, Zakarum? There is danger out there.
Yes, me and some Dragonborn friends, perhaps we'll have the chance to slay a creature tonight.
No, please, no.
It will be
I
fine,
highly
old man.
recommend-
Don't blow your back out. And I leave.
This beast will murder you, as it murdered all of my companions back in the old days.
He's gone.
He's gone. Should we help?
I planned on calling and telling the gods we needed to leave immediately, but the fool.
When you return outside, you see that Ravor is there, and he has like a spear in his hand, and it seems that he carries a whole bunch of these on his back. But Jarkris doesn't really have a weapon; he's just wearing full plate, and the two of them are standing now beside the caravan, just kind of looking. And the guards are forming a perimeter and seem to be on high alert when you come back to these guys.
I'll just climb up and look around from up top while staying in earshot eyesight.
It is dark. I don't see anything yet.
Can I get on the top of the caravan as well?
Sure.
I would like to go commune with guards while they're doing that too.
Okay.
I'll compact form next to Zachar.
Oh, you'll go over there?
He's on top of the caravan, yeah?
You're on
This
top of the
one.
middle one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can go over here. You would see the Dragonborn that he seems to have made friends with as well, looking out into the night.
I'll say down to Jarkris, in a much more serious tone, of course. Usually in an ambush, the objective is to strike swiftly and suddenly and take your opposition unaware. If an attack comes, it will happen quickly.
A good point. Who is this?
Ah, this is my robotic friend, BP, a simulacrum. He's a good
Greetings.
shot with this rifle on.
Greeting. We met earlier.
He will not get in the way of any melee, I can assure you that much.
We have heard
And he
that
hasn't shot me yet.
the humans have made false people before.
Rattling noises.
I would not call myself bald, but not important.
He looks over at you, Zakarum, and he says, "Does it do anything?"
Yes, remember the bear skull? Most of that was BP's work.
He turns back and he says, "Construct. You can kill then."
And think, and speak. But yes, killing is a large thing I do.
I've not heard much of the others, but it's good. You can join us.
We'll give it like 20 minutes if anything happens. Maybe I'll update.
Okay. Draken, you go looking around, and you want to talk to the guards.
Yes, I want to inform them it is probably not a wise idea to stay here.
Ah. Okay. You find a guardsman, and he kind of looks over and he says, "Sir, you should definitely be back in your room."
Yes, but
For your own
we
safety,
should
of
most
course.
certainly not be here. I have heard from my friend on why we're high alert, and that is not something we should trifle with.
What have you heard?
I have heard of the wild man that is far gone from being a man. And I have traveled and studied these creatures for an extensive time, and the one he described is not something a normal man should fight. There would be many dead if we fight something like that.
Sir, with all respect, and right before he can finish his next word, he opens his mouth and you hear some sort of like blood-curdling screech of an ungodly creature from within the forest.
Zachariah smiles.
It's too late.
You see that Jarkris holds out his hand, and into existence, a large two-handed flail appears out of nowhere.
Oh, fuck.
And it's like, you know, what is it, the flail that, like, the Witch King uses from Lord of the Rings? Where, like, the end of it is as big as, like, a telephone pole, and it just, like,
Yeah,
smashes
yeah,
into the ground.
yeah.
It's like that, and we'll end the session there.
Ooh,
Spooky.
righteous. A righteous bus ride if ever there was one.
I'm like how I'm playing Deckard Cain, but all my demon history and shit is not Diablo rated, but rather fucking Warhammer 40k Warhammer related.
Still works.
I'm down for this.
Still
It
epic.
works. I like it. I like it. I'm down.
Your Deckard Cain, it's the crossover episode, right?
Yeah.
Deckard Cain Adventures through 40k. So I'd like to thank all of you players. I think you played very well. You all managed to survive. You made some great business deals.
Wow, yeah, Uchi really killing the fucking trading game.
Yeah.
Sloth really hasn't talked much at all.
Was a bag of salt, and the salt is in the air.
The salt's still here. I don't know why you're upset. Got a new kill, a nice trophy, made a couple of friends, maybe some enemies, and it seems that some sort of horrific otherworldly combat is around the bend. So thank you very much, players. Congratulations to the audience. Thank you for tuning in. Always good to have you. And to the patrons, subscribers, and people who have biddies for some strange reason, you're all winners. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next week on Monday for the next session. Adios.
That was a fun game.
I put my hand in a bear, guys. I was so sad when you kept rolling those, like, shitty strength rolls to, like, rip its heart out. That would have been the most epic, like, 20 or whatever.
Yeah, you know,
Don't worry.
statistically speaking.